rise. Yeah, this is case number 470 on the calendar, the matter of Terrietta versus Coleman. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have a seat.
Ms. Terrietta, this is your mom.
Yes.
And you're suing her for a couple of things. First, you were living with her and her boyfriend. I assume this is the boyfriend?
Yes, it is.
For a while. You and your husband?
Yes.
And children?
My baby.
Your
my
baby?
6-month-old son.
Child. And there was some sort of a disagreement, a dispute. You left the house and you claim that your mother still has some of your property.
Yes.
That's one. Number two, you claim that your mother falsely reported to the police that you had stolen a credit card from her.
Correct.
And you were arrested.
Yes.
Your mom says that she has none of your property, and I don't understand her defense with regard to the credit card. Is what you're saying, Ms. Coleman, that you didn't call the police, but your boyfriend called the police?
Exactly.
Okay. Now, when did you and your husband and baby move in with your mother?
April 2004.
Why?
My mom didn't raise me. My father raised me from when I was 3 and my brother was 1 in New York. And I talked to my mom maybe 3 or 4 times a year for my whole life. She asked us to come there and come visit her, so I brought my son and we came to visit. I visited for about a month, and she said, why don't you come here with...
Well, what was your husband doing when you were visiting for
He
a
was
month?
still at work in North Carolina, where I'm from.
Okay, go ahead.
And then we were there for about a month, and John had come to visit 2 weekends, and she said, you should come here, save up all of your money, live with us, and you can save up enough money and get a house and come live here. So we did.
Where is here?
To Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay.
And things were pretty normal and good for a little while.
Did your husband find a job?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
And I got a job at the end of August. After that, I think things went downhill from there. She was watching my son while I was going to work, and he had diaper rash almost every week to the point where his butt was bleeding, and I had to fix it every weekend.
Can you tell me on what day you moved out?
October 16th.
Had there been an argument?
Yes.
About what?
They came home, they had been drinking. My brother was back from Iraq with his wife, and they came into the house and they were stomping and slamming doors and screaming. And I asked my brother, I was like, can you be quiet? My son is sleeping. And he stood up and he was like, I don't have to be quiet, I don't have to do anything. And then Ron came up behind him and he was like, this is my house and this is my rules, and if you don't like it, you can get out. And he was screaming and acting like a psycho, so I went and got my husband. And he got in my husband's face and tried to start a fight with him and said, come on, big boy, come on, big boy. You want to do something?
I got it. So things were, so you left that night?
Yes. And she came into my bedroom and she brought her purse with her. She took out her wallet and she opened it up and she went to looking through her credit cards and she went to give me the black one that I use sometimes, and then she goes, oh, you have my GM card, why don't you just use that one? Get a week at the hotel, and I'll get you somewhere to live. At the end of the week, I'll get you somewhere to live.
Well, why would she get you somewhere to live if you were working and your husband was working?
Because she felt bad because we had moved there.
You had the credit card?
Correct.
Ms. Coleman, how did she get the credit card?
She had it. She was going to obtain some Barbie dolls for me at her job.
She gave it to me.
Just a second. When did you give her your credit card?
Probably 2 weeks prior to her leaving the house.
Does that sound familiar to you?
She gave me the card almost every day, all the time, for gas, cigarettes, everything.
How many times did she use the credit card? If I were to look at the slips from the credit card company, how many times before October had she used the credit card?
Probably about 6.
And would you give it to her each time, or was it in her possession?
Usually.
Not usually. Was it in her possession?
She kept it. She kept it. She kept it.
She kept it?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I'm going to get to the truth.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I would like to see the police report that was filled out with regard to the credit card. Well, first of all, Mrs. Coleman, you filled out this police report. This is in your handwriting.
Yes, they made me.
Nobody makes you do anything, and you say here that she used it without my knowledge or permission.
Right.
Who made you? Your boyfriend?
No, when the sheriff came to the house.
Why did the sheriff come to the house?
Because he had checked our account online, and she had used
Who
it.
had?
my husband.
Yeah.
And she had used it at the motel room, charging $309. She went 3 different times in a matter of hours to the Meijer at the bottom of the hill and went on a shopping spree. Okay.
And charged what?
Energy drinks, men's boxer shorts, women's bras, conditioner, shampoos, all the stuff that she brought the policeman to the house to get that night.
Ms. Coleman, I don't understand something, madam. I mean, I hear you talking about all the things that she charged on this. You're not talking about a lot of money. They all look like emergency things that one would use if they were staying temporarily someplace that they needed interimly, especially when you have a baby.
Right.
And you knew she had the card, and she had had the card before.
Right.
Don't you think the smarter idea, rather than involving the police in this, was after you went online and saw that she had charged the hotel room and charged the other thing, to call the credit card company and say, listen, my daughter has the card. She's not authorized to use it anymore. I want to stop the use of the card. Do not let it be used again.
Prior to this, she had went to my salon and was mad at her husband, charged $680 some worth of tanning products. My husband and her had gotten to a confrontation over it, and he told her, you are not allowed to use this credit card unless your mother gives you permission. He said, because if you use this without my knowledge, he said, I will file a complaint on you.
Don't you think that it would have been smarter, more maternal, if you say to whatever his first name is, Joe, she's my daughter, she left the house, she's got my grandson with her, we don't want her to use the card anymore, just call the company and tell them, shut off the card. I don't want to involve the police, I don't want her to be arrested. Did you say that to him?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did he say?
Well, he said that he had already told her that she was not allowed to use it. And before she brought it back, minutes before she came to my house with the policeman standing there, she stopped and got a pack of cigarettes at the corner store.
You think he did the right thing?
No, ma'am.
You think you did the right thing?
Yes.
You did the wrong thing. Understand something? You're not blood. And what you did was irrevocably injure, if it hadn't been before, her relationship with her daughter. If you didn't want her to have the credit card, you should have taken it back.
We attempted to take it back.
No. Your girlfriend says that you told her you can hold on to it, but if you use it again without your mother's permission or my permission, I'm going to call the police. And I'm saying, is she lying to me?
No.
Well, and I'm saying to you, if you didn't want the temptation there, you should have taken the credit card back. But you don't put her in a situation where she's got a baby and the police come to the motel and take her away and arrest her. That can start a process going from which it's very hard to extricate yourself. Very stupid. But they were entitled to do it. And I somehow think that your mother is sorry that it happened. She's sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place.
I know.
You got it?
I know.
Okay. What does your mother have in the house that belongs to you?
I have pictures of some of this stuff, and then I wrote a list of all the things
Let
that
me
she
see it.
has. And I called her and asked for his high chair, and she said, when I was in the hotel, because I said he was eating on the bed, and she said, well, he needs his high chair. And I said, I want my caricature and the calendar of him that I've been making of him since I was born. And she said, you know, I don't think I have those things. All I want is some respect. And she said, Ron's going to take care of it from here, and threw the phone down.
Okay. You have these things?
I see she showed you a little picture of a toy box that Nicholas is in. That's mine. I bought everything that she's talking about, and I have receipts. I have $10,000 worth of receipts. Mr. Turrietti was asked if he had got everything out. He said, yes, he did. He looked at me and said, all's in there is garbage. I can go down to my job, get a truck, come up and throw all that garbage away if you want me to. I said, don't worry about it, John.
Step
I'll
up,
clean
sir.
it up.
Did you go to the house?
Yes, Your Honor. I went on
With or
Monday
without the police?
with the police.
Fine.
And before we walked in, they wouldn't let us in the house until they had the credit card and the key to the tanning salon. She had to come up from the hotel. We gave them back the credit card, but we are not allowed to go anywhere in the house except the bedroom. Our stuff was in the basement, in another closet.
There's
in
a
the
lot
back.
of junk here.
Yes, Your Honor.
All of this doesn't add up to the motel room, right?
Right.
So what are you doing here?
I want the calendar that I've been making of my son since he was born. There's no, you cannot put a price on that. I put pictures of
Okay,
him.
do you have the calendar?
No, ma'am. And if it wasn't all that garbage, and what I had done was bought cases
Do you have
of
the
Pampers.
calendar? The
No,
answer is
ma'am.
no. She doesn't have the calendar.
That's just to hurt me. That's just to keep things from me that are
She
of
doesn't
my
have it.
sons.
Listen, you used a credit card, and I think that you probably knew that you weren't supposed to use the credit card at the time when you used it, whether you did or whether you didn't. What he had to pay for as a result of your using the credit card is more than this.
They didn't pay for anything. That's why my case was dismissed on January 21st, because they could not provide the receipts because they didn't pay the bill.
Oh, really?
Really.
Is that right?
You would have to ask Ron about
Did
that.
you-
We did pay. The reason it was dropped is I'm going through some cancer treatments. I didn't feel like going to, I couldn't. I was throwing
All
up.
I want to know is, did you pay for the motel?
We've reported it to the credit card company
They did not.
as a misuse of the credit card.
So the answer is you didn't.
No.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
She said that there's no need to make the payments now that the car's wrecked. So she told
No,
me.
you just made that up as you're going.
No, ma'am.
Did you say that to him?
No, I did not.
That's not what you wrote in your complaint, sir.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Beatrice Turrieta says her mother, Beatrice Coleman, had her falsely arrested for credit card theft. Beatrice says her mother gave her that card.
You bought certain things for your grandson. Toy box?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. High chair?
No, ma'am. I don't have the toy, but I didn't. Oh, that's a walker, yes. But I don't have that. They have that.
Yeah.
But this you have.
Yes, ma'am.
You want this?
I don't have that other thing.
Just listen to me. Do you want this?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You have any problem with them having that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. If you want to go over there in the company of a peace officer within 5 days, you can get those things. Understood?
Understood.
Very good. Thank you very much. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I was born to that, who I haven't seen since I was 3, and I will never see again.
I would have still give her the $3,000 if that's what she wanted.
She's not a mother. She doesn't know how to be a mother. She never will be a mother.
When she came to my house, she asked my husband where his connection was for cocaine. So I'm sure that's probably what she needed it for. Either that or a gallon of Captain Morgan every week.
I do like Captain Morgan, but I'm a little fat to be on the coke. You think?
She's been in prison before for
Sponsor,
welfare
actually.
fraud.
I was in jail. I wasn't, and I've made mistakes in my life.
My dad told me I was selling my soul to the devil when I came to her house, and he was right.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lester versus Lester. Step forward, please.
Marilee and Thomas Lester are suing their daughter, 22-year-old food server Natasia Lester, for the unpaid balance on a 97 Saturn. Natasia claims her parents took the car away from her.
Mr. and Mrs. Lester, this is your daughter. How old are you?
22.
According to your complaint, you co-signed for a car for your daughter
Yes.
about 2 years ago. And the agreement was that she was to make the payments on the car.
Yes, ma'am.
And she did make payments on the car for 2 years.
Yes, ma'am.
And then something happened. She was in an accident. And according to you, she just stopped making payments on the car. She said her insurance lapsed and she stopped making payments on the car. You want the car payments because
Yes, ma'am.
you don't want your credit to be ruined. Your daughter says that she made the payments for 2 years, and I assume that she intended to keep on making the payments, but that you had the car towed from her place of employment to your house, and she no longer has the car.
That is true.
So then I guess a lot of this has to do with timeline, why you're suing your child, I don't even want to get into. But you purchased the car when, Natasia?
In September of 2002?
May I see the paperwork? Do you have the paperwork?
Yes, ma'am.
May I see it, please?
You want just the contract or just all of the paperwork? Here's the contract.
Good luck.
Yes, it's very small. It was faxed over.
I couldn't find the original.
What were your payments, Natasia?
$188.57
And you made the payments from September 2002 until when?
until August of 2004.
When was the accident?
It was in September of 2004.
And what did you do with the car?
I left it at my place of employment, trying to get it fixed. I had made arrangements with a friend of mine that worked there, and he was going to help me get it fixed.
What was wrong with the car?
I ran over a tire on the freeway, and the extent of the damage, I'm not quite sure exactly. I know the radiator was busted. It was undrivable. I had to have it towed.
And according to your parents, you let the insurance lapse on the car.
Yes, I had.
Why is that?
Just making payments for other things, and I know that I shouldn't have, but it got lapsed. That was on my own fault. I let that happen.
Now, you did in fact tow the car,
Yes.
Yes, I put it on a trailer and took it to my house.
and then you went over to speak to her.
Yes.
Well, tell me about the conversation.
I just asked her how she was doing and what happened, and she's told me she couldn't. She swerved trying to avoid a tire, and then she just kept driving the car because she didn't want to stop. Then I said, well, are you okay? She says, yes, I'm fine.
Okay.
And then I just went back to my work, and I was talking to my guys at work what to do with the car. And I said, well, I'll have to bring it over to my shop and check it out to see what really needs to be done. I had no knowledge that she was going to have anything to do with getting it fixed with anybody over there.
Well, didn't you ask her?
No, I did not that time.
Why not?
I figured, well, I'll just take it to my house. That way I can take care of it, get it fixed, and we can get it back on the road.
Mr. Lester, you just precipitously took her car away. You can't do that.
The car's still in my name too, ma'am.
You can't do that, sir.
She said that there's no need to make the payments now that the car's wrecked. So she told me.
No, you just made that up as you're going.
No, ma'am. She,
Did you say that to him?
No, I did not.
That's not what you wrote in your complaint, sir. You have the car now?
yes, it's in the garage.
Very good. So I don't know what you're complaining about. I assume you're fixing it, right?
No, I'm not fixing it.
Well, I suggest you
I
do.
can't because I didn't have the money.
I suggest, Mr. Lester, that you fix it because you had a contract with your daughter. And you breached that contract when you towed the car without her consent or permission, without having a discussion with her, back to your home. Now, I don't know what else was going on between you and your daughter, but clearly that's not the way family treats family.
Can I go ahead and say something? After we went ahead and had the car towed to our home, she made no contact whatsoever to go ahead and say, you know, what can I do? I know I didn't make the insurance payments. Why, I mean...
I didn't make the car payments.
Didn't make the car payments.
Just a second. Don't say she didn't make the car payments. She did make the car payments. She's not obligated to make the car payments now that you have the car in your possession.
The only reason I towed the car is because my boss, he gets upset when crash vehicles are in his parking lot.
We couldn't leave it in that yard, and she wouldn't
Then you have a discussion with your daughter. You just don't take it.
She was not at work the next day.
Mr. Lester, Mrs. Lester, you got a lot of excuses. I don't know what problem you have with your daughter. It has nothing to do with this car. Your case is dismissed. You have the car, fix it and sell it. That's all.
Now, this is case number 474 on the calendar in the matter of Bankston versus Hultgren. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Miss Bankston, who are these people?
This is April Hultgren, Bo's daughter, and my fiance, Randy.
And who is this?
It's my fiance, Tara Harris.
Everybody brings a fiance. What do they have to do with this case? Anything?
She's seen some stuff and heard some stuff, and other than that, that's about it.
Okay. According to what I read, Miss Bankston, he used to be a friend of yours or a boyfriend of yours?
He used to live with me.
Live with you as a boyfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
And then he went to jail?
No, ma'am. He lived with me after he came out of jail.
What year did you go to jail, sir?
In January '92.
And how old was April in 1992?
7.
Who did she live with?
When I was in jail, she was living with my mom and my dad.
What happened with that?
They died.
When did they die?
In '96, my dad died, and in '98, my mom died.
What happened in 1998?
She went to live with a friend of mine for a little while, and her mother come got her. After that, Mary went and got her out of a motel room.
How old was she at the time, Miss Bankston?
She was 13 when I took her.
How did you find her in a motel room?
She called me and told me she wanted something. She hadn't eaten in a few days, and I took her something to eat. And when I got to the motel, it was a bad place for her to be. And so I took her with me, and I raised her until he got out.
When did you get out?
In 2001, October 2001.
Were you in communication with Miss Bankston while your daughter was living with her?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you tell her in this communication?
Told her I appreciated everything she was doing for her.
Who was supporting her at the time she was living with you?
I was.
When you got out of jail, Mr. Hultgren, where did you go?
I moved in with Mary.
Mary and your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you go to work?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you start supporting the household?
I was pulling my share, ma'am.
What was he paying for?
He was paying like the electric bills, and I paid the house payment because it was my house before he came along, and he paid the electric bill and things like that. He was pulling his weight as long as he lived there. Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever ask Miss Bankstrom how much she spent on your daughter while you were incarcerated?
No.
Why not?
I don't have any idea why I didn't.
Well, this lawsuit's very simple. It said that at some point you used her credit card after you got out of jail while you were living with her. You used her credit card. You told her you would pay for the bills on her credit card, and you didn't. And you owe her some money, $1,100.
Right.
So?
She got me some credit cards off her account, and went and ate on them and done some stuff on them. I took my boy to World Series, Little League World Series up in Oklahoma on a gas card, and other than that, you know, I was paying them until I left.
And so what happened when you left?
I don't know, it wasn't a good scene.
Did you leave with your daughter or without your daughter?
I left without my daughter.
So you left your daughter there?
No, she wasn't living there at the time, I don't think.
Where was she living?
Living in another place.
Where was she living?
She was living with another friend of ours.
Why?
Her and her father did not get along, so she moved out of the house.
Okay. Can I see the charges that he made?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Would you like all the evidence? Or just
sure. Golden Corral.
That's an eating establishment.
Japanese Palace.
Another eating establishment. I have several eating establishments that we ate at on my credit cards too.
Well, this is a lot of eating out.
Been 10 years since I ate out anywhere, so we kind of ate out pretty regularly.
So why don't you pay for it?
Well, I really don't feel like I owe her anything on that, because I done some other things, you know. I wasn't trying to get anything from her that I done over there. I mean, you know.
Well, give me an example, sir.
I put a storage building in the backyard. It was like $900-something bucks. I helped put a central air and heating unit in her house. That was labor on there. I put some electrical work in the garage and stuff.
Well, how much do you think it takes to support a teenager, sir? A month?
Quite a bit.
Listen, you know, if you have a large golden retriever, you can't take care of a large golden retriever for less than $100 a month. So
right.
Would you say it costs $200 a month to take care of a teenager?
At least.
Let's try 3.
Yeah, probably.
14 months, right? And she was there 14 months, and you didn't pay any support, right? So why would you stick her with $1,100 worth of bills?
The bottom line is that it was kind of crazy over there. Just several things that happened, and you know, she wrecked my motorcycle and all that, you know, right there at the end. She wrecked my motorcycle.
She wrecked your motorcycle? I couldn't understand. She wrecked your motorcycle. How'd she do that?
Well, she took off on it and crashed it.
That he wouldn't even had if I had not had financed it for him.
And I was without the motorcycle for 3 months. I paid $500 a month on that while I was in the shop. $6,500 a month.
Well, did she do that on purpose?
Well, I told her not to get on it because she never rode one before, and she took off on it on her own wheel and crashed it. Hurt herself real bad. You know, and then right before I got the motorcycle, I was going to refinance the motorcycle because she kept hounding me about getting it refinanced, getting it refinanced out of her name.
Because she was on a loan.
Right. And,
well, she asked you to refinance it because she didn't want to be on the loan.
Right.
Well, so that sounds right to me.
Well, I finally did that, and the day I was going to...
didn't.
The day I was going to refinance it, she called me and told me that she wasn't going to sign off on that loan until I give her $1,000. And I said, well, I ain't give you $1,000. And I went up there and traded it in and got it out of her name anyway.
What a prince. This is your fiancé. Is there anything you want to say to me?
Yeah, do I need to stand up?
You do.
I just have one comment, and that is, whenever he went to refinance the motorcycle last year, he got his credit report and got it back, and it was about that thick, where he only had 4 credit cards in his name that he had gotten since they split up. Well, this had 18 open accounts on it.
We're not talking about the charges for those.
I know, but what I'm saying is...
What's your name?
Tara Harris.
Miss Harris, how old are you?
32. You
have children?
1.
How old?
12.
Who supports that child?
Me and him support him, and I get child support.
You get child support from the child's father?
Yes.
You get child support every month?
No, ma'am.
Every week?
No, ma'am.
How often?
Supposed to get it every month.
Yeah, and what happened?
He's been living at my house. He was with his dad. He's been living with us for the last year.
Oh, so before that he was living with his father?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you paying child support to his father? How often?
Out of every paycheck, weekly.
Now, when you don't get child support from his father, does that annoy you?
Yes, ma'am.
And that child is biologically related to you?
Correct.
And biologically related to his father. How do you feel about somebody who doesn't feel any responsibility to somebody who supports their child for 14 months?
She lived with me for 5 years before he got out.
5 years. And pays for clothes, doctor, shoes, vacation, everything else, and doesn't say, as soon as I get out, I'm going to start paying you back for whatever you laid out, because I know that that's my responsibility. Think that kind of person has good moral fiber?
Actually, I think Bubba does have good moral fiber. He just, you know, he didn't work for 10 years. He didn't have the money.
Well, he does now.
Yes, ma'am, he does, and he
So
greatly
just a second.
appreciates.
Just a second. I don't care if he appreciates. You got to put your money where your mouth is, honey. Appreciating is not good enough. How could you say he's got good moral fiber? He's working now. And if his child was supported by a stranger for 5 years, and not only supported by, but nurtured by, stayed with, you know, took care of when she was sick, whatever else, you start paying that back. You start saying that was my obligation. And because I committed a crime doesn't mean that I don't have that obligation. So instead of not paying her support, now, I'm not talking about a year ago or 2 years ago, I'm talking about now. Instead of supporting your child, to whom he is not obligated in any way legally, you should send that money to her. She's not even suing for that money. I would love for her to do that. All she says was he used the credit card, $1,100, and that he should pay. Don't you think he should pay that too? Minimally.
No, I don't think he should pay that credit card debt.
You think he should pay her for supporting his daughter?
He's probably, yeah, I would say that he's probably responsible for that.
Well,
I
she's
know
not
that
suing. She's not suing him for that. She says, I took that responsibility on myself, and I'm not even going to pursue that. I just want what he's supposed to pay me on the credit card when he left. You get my drift.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,100. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I felt he can buy other things. He can buy a new Harley, but he couldn't pay me $1,100 for credit card bills that he charged up.
Well, he'll go for it. I mean, I don't know what I've done. If she wouldn't have been here, I don't know where she'd be, you know.
He has somebody else. I have somebody else. We're friends. We have a daughter together.
I'm just glad she's going to get paid so I don't have to hear him argue anymore.
I will never put nobody on my credit cards ever again.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Fournier versus Cradaville, step forward, please.
22-year-old mechanic Timothy Fournier is suing his former live-in girlfriend, 18-year-old Laura Cradaville, for rent and for damage to his property. Laura claims she paid her rent in cash.
Mr. Fournier, the defendant was your girlfriend. You lived together for a while. It is your claim she owes you some money for rent and property that you claim she destroyed of yours. The defendant says that she gave you money every week and that whatever property she had of yours she returned after she received a telephone call from the police. When did you and the defendant move in together? And what kind of property?
We moved into an apartment on September 1st.
In whose name was the lease?
Both of ours.
You have a copy of the lease?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please? Mr. Fournier, does your hand always shake, or do I make you a little nervous?
A little both.
No, I just make you nervous. Don't be nervous. It's a Tuesday. I don't do anything really bizarre to litigants until Friday.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I had a very big loan on a truck. What happened is it was taken and burnt.
Your Honor, that's not true. He took it.
You pled guilty to burning the truck?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Timothy Fournier says his ex-girlfriend Laura Cradaville owes for rent and for breaking his PlayStation 2.
All right, so tell me how much money she owes you and from what?
I have her owing half the security deposit and the first and second month's rent that she had never paid me for. And that came up to...
Well, did you get the security deposit back?
No, because of the damages that she had made to the house.
Did you pay any of the rent?
Your Honor, the agreement was I'd give him $100 a week, and from the date we moved in until the date we left, I'd given him $100 every week except the last week I gave him $60.
Is that right?
No.
Well, how much should she give you?
$15, $20 here for the odds and ends.
Well, did you keep a record of what she gave you?
Of what she gave me? No.
Well, how am I supposed to figure that out, Mr. Fournier?
I have no idea. But I
Me neither.
But I did not...
Me neither. When two children want to play house and then it doesn't work out, you come into court and you say, here, This is my problem, you figure it out. Well, that's not the way responsible people behave. Did you keep a record?
No, Your Honor.
When did you separate?
The day we moved out, on November 15th.
Tell me about it.
We had gotten to an argument that spawned from an online, me talking online about certain people, and then it spawned into like this big giant argument where insults were thrown back and forth to finally we had decided to break up.
Okay.
And I was planning on leaving, so I called my mother so I could pick up my brother's truck. When I went down there to get my brother's truck, and my dad had met me to help me move all my stuff out. When I got there, the house had been ransacked and the door was left wide open.
Can I see it, please?
The door was not open, and the house was not destroyed, except from what he had taken with him.
And that's what the apartment looked like when we had got back.
You made a mess, madam.
Your Honor,
yes, you did.
The house was a mess before
Oh,
we even
no. You made a mess. You made a mess. Absolutely. What? It looks like all her clothes.
A lot of things would look like they're ransacked and thrown around the house.
That's the way the house always looked.
No,
it really did.
Like that. No.
That's the bedroom. We didn't have anything in there but clothes. We didn't have a bed. We didn't have nothing.
Nobody lives like this.
We did,
except maybe a 14-year-old.
We really did.
Well, you should have been neater.
Should have been.
Okay. How did you get out of this lease? I'm curious.
She had signed herself off the lease, so what I had done is I was claiming bankruptcy, so I added that to my bankruptcy.
Why were you claiming bankruptcy?
I put myself into a lot of debt.
How old are you?
22.
How did you put yourself in so much debt that at your age you have to declare a bankruptcy?
I was charged with burning my truck and attempting to fraud. So then when I pled out, I couldn't claim it. So
you're going to have to be more specific with me, sir. You're being very circumspect.
I had a very big loan on a truck, and then what happened is it was taken and burnt. And
Your Honor, that's not true. He took it.
You had a truck that was on a lease.
Yes.
And you owed a lot of money on it.
Yes.
And it broke down?
No, it was crashed and burned.
You were charged with it and you pled guilty to burning the truck?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay. And then you had to make restitution?
Yes.
For the truck. And how much did you owe?
I owed 18 on the truck, $18,000.
So you stuck the leasing company with $18,000?
Well, yeah, I mean, I claimed
What do you mean, well,
bankruptcy.
yeah?
I mean, they came after me and I went bankrupt.
What do you think? You think somebody comes down and gives the leasing company $18,000? When you declare bankruptcy, if you own somebody a debt and you declare bankruptcy, what that means is that they're now stuck with a truck that you burned.
Yeah.
Who advised you to do that? Your father? You didn't advise him to do that, did you?
Nope.
I should hope not. So what you're telling me, sir, is what you did was you decided to lump the whole thing together. That when you declared bankruptcy for this truck, you also lumped together the broken lease.
Yeah.
And you expect sympathy from me, is what I'm asking you.
No, I'm not expecting sympathy.
Ah, perfect, good. All right, so what property do you claim she took or destroyed?
She had taken my PlayStation 2 that night.
Good. Now, she says in her answer that she returned it to you.
She did, but it came back broken.
Where did you get the PlayStation 2 from?
Sears.
And you put it on your credit card?
Yes.
You declare bankruptcy on that credit card, too?
Yes.
Get out of here. Is he playing with a full deck?
Yes.
Does he not understand a concept of morality?
Yes, he does.
Well, it's not evident here, sir. He took advantage of Sears by lumping them into his bankruptcy rather than paying off the credit card. And now you're suing her because you want the money. I assume if I give you the money for the PlayStation that you broke, you're going to give it to Sears, right?
No.
Get out of here. Oh, goodbye. Have a happy life. Dad, you got a lot of work to do. He's 22, maybe still salvageable. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. All rise. Yes, case number 437 on the calendar in the matter of Mohaja versus Ramos. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir.
Mr. Mohaja, according to your complaint, sir, you and the defendant had a relationship and have a child together.
Yes, Your Honor.
And while you were together several years ago, Ms. Ramos didn't have sufficient credit to secure a credit card in her own name. You agreed to get one for her, and the condition was that she would make the payments on the card. You and the defendant were living together at the time, and when you broke up, she stopped making payments on the credit card, leaving you a balance of almost $2,000. You want her to make those payments.
Yes.
Plus, you have a complaint against her for harassment, which I will give you about 30 seconds to talk to me about. Ms. Ramos says that she spent a fortune of money on daycare for your son, that you finally were ordered to pay child support. She hasn't seen any child support from you since the order was made in November. That's her defense. When did you live together? From when to when?
As of December 2002, all the way till July of 2004.
And when was your son born?
December 2002, on the 30th.
And when did you get this credit card?
Back of August 2003.
And from August of 2003 until you separated in July of 2004, who paid for that credit card?
She did.
Solely?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
When did you stop making payments on the card, Ms. Ramos?
I stopped making payments after August 10th was my last payment.
Why?
I don't owe him anything anymore. We're not together anymore, and I've paid over $9,000 in daycare. He has not helped me out in any way with my son, even when we lived together.
Well, Ms. Ramos, you originally had an agreement with him, and your agreement with him provided that if he got you a credit card, you would make the payments. Because you had made the payments, according to you. You'd made the payments until August of 2004. That's what you said.
I never asked him to apply for the credit card.
That's not the issue.
He was never helping out. He said, I got this card for you. Since I can't help you out with groceries or clothes or anything else, we'll use the credit card and we'll pay half and half every month. That was the agreement. I did not ask him to apply for the card.
So is what you're telling me that you were each paying on this credit card?
No, I ended up paying it because he's this car salesman and he never made enough money. He only had enough money to pay for his new boat. He didn't make that much money.
Who did you live with?
We lived with him and his father and his aunt. And
so you lived in his home?
Yes, with his family.
Who paid rent?
Often he would pay $500 a month to his father, but he didn't pay every month.
Your Honor, I have text of
Just
showing
a second. Making excuses, Ms. Ramos. If you made payments on this credit card from the time you got it in 2003 until August of 2004, then that supports the plaintiff's statement that you agreed to make payments on this credit card.
The charges on the credit card were purchases that were made for myself, for him, and my son. All the stuff was stuff for the three of us. That was when we were together, and now that we're not together, I don't see how he can come back and sue me for stuff.
Let me see the bills on the credit card, please. While you were living with the plaintiff, what other household expenses did you pay for?
I got the groceries.
Okay.
And the clothes for my son, and the bottles, and the formula, and all that stuff on the credit card, and I paid it every month.
Okay.
I paid for daycare.
Just a minute. What are these charges for American Furniture Mart in Dallas, 363? What is that?
That was furniture when I needed to move out from his home. I had to buy furniture for my new apartment with me and my son.
So you expect him to pay for that?
I actually made a payment after that on August 10th for $400 to cover that.
Well, that doesn't cover the $306 and $363.
What's the other one?
Supercenter.
Groceries and stuff for our new apartment. I had to get out. It was a very bad situation.
Well, that doesn't mean he pays for it. That's what happens when you're not married. Bad situation, you have to move out.
I would trade in to pay $500 a month any day over paying the daycare, the bills, the grocery, and all that stuff.
Listen, Miss Ramos, you went to family court to get an order of support?
Yes, we did.
And you've gotten an order of support. An order of support was made by the family court in November. Have you paid that award?
Yes, I have indication letter here showing my child support that I paid. Her lawyer failed to get an account number
May I see it, please?
Set up, so the checks that I sent were sent back. And I had to beg and plead with my lawyer to get a hold of her lawyer, but her lawyer would refuse to contact us back. So I finally received a letter on January the 8th showing that finally they set up an account number. And the checks were mailed out actually about a week ago.
Your Honor, I have where they now are going to garnish his wages because he has not made those payments.
And she'll be receiving those, they said, within the end of the week, if not first of the next week.
I believe he sent them. I believe he sent
And
them.
I also have where he enrolled his son in the daycare where he's currently at and has not helped pay for it at all.
I have check deposits showing that I made a deposit when he was enrolled, Your Honor.
A deposit of $200, but I pay $800 a month, every month. It's come out of my account.
Just a second.
And I have the Chase account.
Listen to me. Miss Ramos, when you were together, who made more money?
I did.
You are going to pay more money for support for this child than he is if you make more money than he does. That's no question about that. That's just the way things are. But you had an agreement with him, and your agreement with him, based upon the evidence, based upon the course of conduct, was you were going to pay this credit card, and you used it as if it were your own. And I can tell you that because after you left, you continued to use this credit card for things that you needed.
For me and my son.
Well, he's not responsible for you. He's not your husband. You chose to have a child
I don't
with him.
deny that I didn't make the charges. I know that I made the charges.
Well, you made the charges, and you made the charges at a time.
He owes me more than I owe him
Then
as
you
far
have
as
to sue.
daycare.
Then you have to sue it. No. Listen to me.
He enrolled him in the
raised
daycare. Let me show you the
No,
enrollment.
Miss Ramos, you're not following me. Miss Ramos, the court made an order of support. The order of support was what the court believed was consistent with your individual income and the needs of the child. You have a right to appeal that judgment if you like, but what you cannot do is resort to self-help and say, well, I didn't get what I wanted in the child support hearing, therefore I'm not going to pay this credit card anymore, when you made an agreement with him to pay the credit card and you used the credit card as if it was your own. And you did use the credit card as if it was your own because you used it after you moved out of his home to buy things for your new home.
But it's not $1,700 in charges. The other charges were stuff when we were together and stuff for the three of us.
And what I'm
the
telling
agreement was we were both going to pay for that stuff.
No, and I don't believe that. I believe that he paid for certain things. And now I'm speaking. Hey, I'm speaking. I believe that he paid for certain things in the house, and you paid for certain things in the house. He paid the rent, and I assume he paid other fixed expenses, and you paid for food, and you paid for clothing for the child, and you paid for the daycare.
So he's paid nothing for his son.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,800. That's all. I see I'm not getting to you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think he's very jealous. We just separated, and now that I've moved on, I've gotten married.
She's a teacher. She's teaching fellow kids out there this kind of responsibility. It's kind of sad.
He hasn't helped at all.
The only reason she left because I gave him too much attention, didn't give her enough attention.
It's like super dad, you know? He gets all the benefits of being a father. He gets to see him half the time, and then doesn't have to pay a dime. Let's be nice.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Johnson versus Simon. Step forward.
Operator Sharon Johnson is suing her daughter, 26-year-old homemaker Celicia Simon, for an unpaid loan when she fell on hard times. Sharon claims Celicia is trying to call it a gift.
Miss Johnson, this is your daughter, and it is your claim that she owes you for some rent when she lived with you for 3 months.
Yes, ma'am.
And also a loan of $2,500. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Quite frankly, Miss Johnson, I'm not so interested in the rent that you claim she owes you for the 3 months that she lived there. You indicate in your complaint that your daughter and her children needed a place to live. They moved in with you. She agreed to give you $300 a month. She didn't have it at the time. She stayed with you for 3 months. That's $900. And subsequently, you all decided that it would be best if she and her children had their own place to live. She needed rent, first lesson, security. I don't know what it was. So you gave her $2,500. According to you, it was a loan. I'm going to stick with the $2,500 because when your daughter and her children need a place to live, you don't say, you have no money, but I'm going to charge you $300 for rent. You'll give it to me when you have it. That's not what a mother does. Do we understand each other, Miss Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So now let's deal with the $2,500 loan. Tell me when you gave her the loan and what it was for.
I gave her the loan at the end of November of '03, and it was for to help with either down payment or something concerning on a place that her children and her husband were going to move into.
When she was living with you, was her husband living with you also?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have a house?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
How large a house is it?
It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
And it was just you living there?
No, ma'am.
Who else lives there?
Myself, my husband, and my 2 sons.
You work?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Your husband works?
Yes, ma'am, he does.
What about your 2 sons?
One of them is in college, the other one is working.
Okay. How many children do you have?
I have 2.
And why did you have to move in with your mother?
I fell upon hard times. I lost my job.
And what about your husband? Did he lose his job too?
He was in between jobs.
What kind of work do you do?
I do phlebotomy work. I draw blood.
And he?
He's a crew member at a fast food restaurant.
How old are your children?
I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old.
How long have you been married?
I've been married 3.5 years.
Okay, your mother gave you $2,500, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you discuss with her paying her back?
No, ma'am.
That's not true.
Go ahead.
Before I loaned her the money, things were getting tight at the house, and she said she had found a place. Could she borrow some money? I asked her how much. She said $2,500. I said, okay, well, how are you going to pay me? She said, well, Mom, you know, I'll get my income tax check in February, and I'll pay you then. I said, okay. And then a few days later, I went to the bank, got a cashier's check, and loaned her the money.
Did she get her income tax check?
She said she did.
When was the first time you asked her for this money back?
It was in March, because February, she wasn't returning any calls to me.
Tell me about the conversation.
Well, when I caught up with her, I said, "CC, where's my money?" "Mom, I'm going to go in and give you the $900 back." No. Where's all of my money? I want my $900 and also want my $2,500. $2,500? I thought that was a Christmas gift. I don't think so. I can't just give away $2,500. And so it was like, "But Mommy, no, I don't remember. I remember us making an agreement. You and I, your husband stay in the background like you always do, since he's always on a vacation. So when are you going to get my money? I'll talk to you later on." And when she hung up, that teed me off. So then I tried to take it to court.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Over the course of time, I have given loans, spent loads and loads of money on my children. I would never, ever sue them. Never.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Sharon Johnson says her daughter, Celicia Simon, owes for a loan to pay her bills. Celicia insists the money was a gift.
You have two brothers.
Yes, ma'am.
You know that your mother gave them Christmas presents?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you discuss that with your brothers?
Yeah, like, you know, just when brothers and sisters get together and they discuss
Well, what did
it.
you talk to them about?
Well, my brothers, one of them was getting a car, and then one of them was getting like screens in his car and the big rims on his car or whatever. So it was just like, you know, I'm gonna get back on my feet by getting into my own place. And my one brother would have transportation so he could get a better job, and the other brother, he's the youngest and the most spoiled.
Well, Miss Simon, what I believe is that you acknowledge that you owed your mother $900 for rent, right?
I think that I was thankful for my mother giving me and my family a place to stay. I wasn't able to compensate her.
What your mother said was, when she spoke to you, you said to her, "Well, I know, Mom, I know I owe you the $900.
I mean, she was calling every... Your Honor, you don't understand.
No, I understand. I don't think that that's something that you have to call for, but if you acknowledge that you owed her the $900 and you did get your income tax refund, which is what she was waiting for, why didn't you give her back the $900?
It was a tight situation, which is why I, you know, needed help in the first place. My family was just in a very bad spot.
Well, then why didn't you call her and say to her, "Mom, I know I promised to give you the money back when I got my tax refund, but things are pretty tight. Why did you wait for her to call you?"
She knew I was in a bad situation. I didn't feel like I should have to go to her and explain to her, "Hey, you know, a couple months later, I'm still in a tight situation. I still can't give you any money."
Why, is your mother rich?
No, she's not rich.
She's not rich. How old are you?
I'm 26.
You have two children, you have
Yes,
a husband, you have a home, you're an independent person. That means you have to act like a grown-up.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you borrow money from somebody and you acknowledge at least the $900, then if you can't pay them back, the time when you say you're going to pay them back, you pick up the phone and say, "I know I said I could pay you back. Can I get a little bit of an extension? Can I give you back something? Can I give you
Your
$100
Honor,
bucks?"
It became such a big thing that, like, at family gatherings or whatever, it just always wound up being a big argument. She continued to make a huge scene about it every time we got together
Miss Simon,
at family.
Miss Simon.
Yes, ma'am.
Has your mother always been like that? Oh, yes. Big questions, yes or no?
Yes,
Has she
ma'am.
always been like that?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you shouldn't have borrowed money from her.
I didn't borrow money from her. I told her I needed help.
No. You acknowledge that you owed her at least $900. And if you know that that's the way she is about money, you shouldn't have taken other money from her.
That's how bad I needed it. I mean, it was the last option. I couldn't continue to be there in her house. I didn't want to take my family, you know, to a shelter.
Well, what was your husband doing?
He was working.
Was he working 5 days a week?
Not always.
Is he working now?
Yes, ma'am.
5 days a week?
Yes, ma'am.
And what about you?
I'm a homemaker. I take care of my two children.
I just asked you what kind of work you did, and you told me that you drew blood.
Yes, ma'am. I just recently lost a child, so I haven't been working. When I found out I was pregnant at the beginning of the school year, I decided to take the school year off just to be at home a little more with the kids and everything, and also because I was pregnant, and I just recently lost my child.
You're not supposed to have more children until you can support the ones you have. Does that sound harsh to you?
No, ma'am.
I hope not. I mean, I'm telling you this because I think that sometimes people lose sight of that. That if you have two children and you have to go back to your mother for money, then you don't make more babies. Having children is very nice as long as you can take care of them. Your mother's not a rich lady, but You can't look at your siblings and say, because they got Christmas presents, I should have gotten one too.
But she's not taking any of them to court. She's taking me to court. I'm the only girl. Those are her precious boys, you know. They got money to go and get a car, you know, to go and get screens in his car. I mean, when I was that age, she wasn't giving me money to go put screens in my car.
I don't think that your mother...
I know she can do what she wants with her money. Yes,
I don't think that your mother would say that this was a loan unless she honestly believed that this $2,500 that she gave you was money that you were supposed to return. I think that you've been, for want of a better term, and I don't necessarily like this term, I don't think that you can allow your jealousy of your younger brothers to interfere with the rest of your life. If you feel as if your mother favors the two boys...
She does.
Well, I don't know whether you were a more difficult child, a less difficult child, who knows? But you will find that during the course of your life there will ebb and flow with regard to which of your children you like better than others. You may love them all, but at various times in their lives you will like some better than others. Fair?
Fair.
Love all. Love them all. Yeah. But at various times, depending upon what they do to drive you crazy and to make you gray, you will like one more than another. You can't let that interfere with your whole life. Ms. Johnson, I'm going to award you your $2,500 for this loan that you gave your daughter, but I'm going to give you a little lecture at the same time.
Yes, ma'am.
Over the course of time, I suppose I have given, loaned, spent, whatever, loads and loads of money on my children. I would never, ever sue them in a court. Never. That's not what parents do to their children, unless the children are really, really bad people. And your daughter may have made some mistakes in her life, but she doesn't seem like a bad person. She's reasonably articulate. She's been in a relationship with her husband for a long time. She has 2 children. This is the husband, right?
Yes.
Well, you may not like him. You may not like him, but I want to tell you something. You didn't like your first husband either. Right?
No, I didn't.
Right?
Yes,
so you made a mistake.
Yes, ma'am.
So she doesn't seem like a bad girl. And I'm telling you that while I'm giving you a judgment for $2,500, I think you made a big mistake by suing her. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. On the matter of Velasquez versus Sieber. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Ms. Velasquez, Mr. Sieber was a friend of yours, and you claim that he owes you for some expenses from a trip to Spain that you took with him.
That's correct.
Or that he took with you. Mr. Sieber says there was never any agreement to pay you back any of the money you expended on his behalf, while acknowledging that you did spend money on him for plane tickets and some hotel expenses. Is that right, Mr. Sieber?
That's correct.
Okay. So let me turn to you first. I'd like you to tell me something about yourself.
Okay. I'm from Manassas, Virginia. I met Lydia in New York.
I didn't ask you where you met her. I asked you something about yourself.
Something about myself.
Yeah. First, why don't you tell me how old you are?
I'm 22 years old.
And what do you do for a living?
I sell cars.
And how long have you been selling cars?
For about 8 months now.
Is that what you want to be, a car salesman when you grow up?
No, but it pays well.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Own my own business.
What kind of business?
Maybe a daycare.
A daycare?
Yeah.
You like children?
Love children.
Why do you think that you have what it takes to guide young children into maturity? Stand up straight. First, the first thing you have to know is that you don't have to lean on anything.
Yes.
A table, a woman, anything. So what I want you to tell me, Mr. Sieber, is since your life's ambition is to own a daycare.
Yeah.
Yes, try yes.
Yes.
That's the first thing you have to do with children, teach them how to speak. And since that is probably one of the most laudable professions to guide children, I want you to explain to me what personality traits you believe you have that would qualify you to guide the future of America. I want you to think about that, Mr. Fastmouth, before you answer my question. Because I want you to think of what it is. Because as you see from this little repartee that we're having between us, I can swallow you up alive. We understand each other?
Oh, we understand each other.
Very good. So I want you to think very carefully, Smarty Mouth, why you believe that you can, with your talents and what those talents and moral qualities that you have are, to guide the children who are the future of America.
Because I'm consistent and committed.
Committed to what?
Committed to be able to learn whatever I have to learn to be able to teach children.
Okay. Now let's talk about your moral qualifications. You sell cars?
Yes.
Did you ever exaggerate to somebody when you sold them a car?
No.
Never.
No.
So when you're negotiating with somebody, you're always right up front. When you say, listen, my manager won't let me take a penny less than for this car, and I'm going to give up most of my commission so that you can have this car, because I want you to have this car.
Of course.
That's totally honest.
Oh, yeah.
Never said anything that wasn't true.
No, ma'am.
Okay. I want you to do this for me, Mr. Sieber. When you open up your daycare center,
Yes, ma'am.
let me know where it is.
Okay.
When did you take this trip with Miss Velasquez?
We took it March 31st.
And how long did you go for?
6 days.
Who went, Mr. Sieber?
Myself and Lydia.
Just the two of you?
Yes, ma'am.
And I assume, Miss Velasquez, from reading your papers, that you had a little bit of a crush on him.
I did.
Now, what makes you think, Mr. Sieber, that even though Miss Velasquez had a crush on you, she was going to pay for your tickets?
Well, when I got the car early in February, and she asked me to take the trip with her, I told her that I would take the trip, and she said that she would cover the flight expense if I would go with her. When we got over there, the first night that we were there, advances were made, and I told her I wasn't looking for anything further. And after that happened, we got back to Northern Virginia. I started getting calls. She wanted money. So, because the advances were denied, she decided she wanted payment.
Why did you go with her, Mr. Sieber?
Because I liked her as a friend.
Did you tell her that?
Yes.
Oh, tell me what you said to her.
Exactly that.
Let me hear.
I like you as a friend.
When did you tell her that?
Many times in New York when I was with her, over the phone.
When she called and asked you to go to Europe with her, did she say why she wanted you to go to Europe with her?
No.
All right, now I'll hear you, Miss Velasquez.
Thank you.
When did you call him?
I didn't call him, actually. He had called me. We initially met, and we went on a really nice romantic first date. We kept in touch. My sister got sick. He was calling to ask me about her. And through the course of the conversation, towards the end of the conversation, I had told him about a trip that I was planning for myself. I thought planning a trip for myself and going to Spain was really what I wanted to do. Then Shannon had called me. He's very charming on the phone, and he expressed his interest in coming with me.
No, just not expressing it. What did he say, if you remember?
He said, would you mind if I came with you? And I said, yeah, no, that's great. I was excited about the fact that he wanted to go with me on a trip.
Now let's get to the tickets.
Sure. He had said if you can find a ticket for around $400, that he'd go ahead and, pay me for that. So the next day, I did a vigorous search. I'm pretty good at the internet, and I found tickets. I had called him up, and I told him how much the ticket was going to be. It was around $444. And he had said, that's fine. And I said, well, I already put the hotels, so you can just pay me half for the hotels. We can split that, and then just pay me back for the flight. And he said that he would pay me back the full amount. When we got to Spain, he paid me $300 in cash. And he...
Oh, Mr. Sieber, how come you gave her $300 in cash, sir?
Oh, that was for the hotel.
You gave her $300 and said...
And he said, on April 18th, I will send you the remaining balance. So I had thought that he was going to pay me once he got back home. We had a good time. I realized, though, when we got there, his attitude towards me changed. Before that, the phone conversations were great. He was saying, oh, you're so cute, and I'm listening to your CD right now because I sing or whatnot, and you're making me smile and all this charming baloney. And I fell for it. I fell for it like... I would, but when we got there, though, his attitude changed towards me. He all of a sudden was cold, distant, and it seemed like I was irritating to him.
The bloom was off the rose.
It was.
Okay, fine.
It fell down and someone squished it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I've been around long enough, Mr. Sieber, to know that what goes around comes around. And if you're not nice to people, eventually it's going to come back and bite you in the behind.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lydia Velasquez says former friend Shannon Sieber owes for a trip to Spain. Shannon claims Lydia is upset that he only wants to be friends.
All right. $444 was the plane ticket, is that right?
Correct.
And then there was some expenses for the hotel.
Correct, because we were there for 5 days and 4 nights.
And you are asking for $350, which is less than the cost of the ticket, so your $300, sir, paid portion of the plane ticket. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Look at that. You paid part of the plane ticket and you didn't even know it.
That's great.
Mr. Sieber, you look like a sweet young man. You're 22 years old, so I will attribute some of what you say to me today as being words from somebody who is not yet fully cooked. Just starting to shave and just starting to feel, feel yourself. So I want you to understand something. You're supposed to have a reasonable moral compass. You're not supposed to toy with somebody else's affections. And I think that you're a smart aleck enough to know that by going to Spain with her, you were toying with her affections. You're not supposed to do that. It's unkind. And should you find yourself at the other end of this affection stick at some point in your life, I guarantee you won't like it. But I've been around long enough, Mr. Siebert, to know that what goes around comes around. And it may not come around today, it may not come around tomorrow. But if you're not nice to people, eventually it's going to come back and bite you in the behind. We understand each other?
Clearly.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $350. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's just sad when friends have to start suing each other.
I'm just happy that I'm going to actually get my money back.
It was never a relationship to begin with. It was all made up in our mind.
I might have been misled by him.
It was made very clear before we left it was what it was. There was going to be nothing more.
Not the person that I thought he was.
She's a nice lady.
He's just being rude.
We were only friends, and that's all it would ever be.
We're not friends anymore.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Kurlanchik versus McEnany Burt. Step forward.
24-year-old teacher Jennifer Kurlanchik is suing her friends, 23-year-old student Paul McEnany and 24-year-old inventory controller Mike Burt, for damages to a Hummer limo she rented on her birthday. Jennifer claims they broke the sunroof.
Ms. Kurlanchik, you rented a limousine to celebrate, I assume, your 24th birthday, and you invited a whole group of people to go with you. Two of the people you invited were these two gentlemen here, who, according to you, got a little out of hand and caused damage to the limousine. You were charged for the damage, and you want them to contribute to the cost of the damage that they did themselves. They say everybody was sort of involved in the nonsense, right?
Yes. Yeah.
How old are you?
23.
What's your first name?
Paul. 24. Mike.
First name?
Jennifer.
What do you do for a living, Jennifer?
I'm a special ed teacher.
Paul?
I'm a student and I bartend.
Student of what?
Student in advertising. Logistics management and work as inventory control clerk, and as well as go to school.
Look what responsible people we have here. When was your birthday?
February 29th.
How big was the limousine?
It fit 15 people. It was a H2 Hummer limousine, so it's pretty large.
I've seen those things driving in the street. You can see them coming about a block away. And how do you know these? And how do you know these two guys?
We're friends. We're in the same fraternity, sorority. We're all friends. We're friends.
We're friends.
What kind of damage was done to the limousine?
The emergency exit window flew off on a major highway, shattered pieces, and I was charged the damages.
You mean the roof, like a sunroof?
Yes, it's actually a moonroof, and it flew off. There's 3 ledges to unlatch, and the boys unlatched it, and around 2:30 in the morning, it flew off. I didn't see it fly off. That's my witness saw.
How do you know it was these two boys that unlatched the moonroof?
Well, when the incident happened, Mike looked at me and said, "Don't worry, I'll take care of it." And I didn't know what actually had happened. I was like, okay, fine, you can take care of it. After the incident happened, Paul comes up to me and he says, well, I was touching a button that made the sunroof go up and down. And that's where I was like, oh, so Paul and Mike were doing it. They were also at the back of the vehicle where the sunroof was located, along with Tracy and one of her friends.
So that's all that you know about how this happened?
Mm-hmm.
Step up. Tell me your name.
My name's Tracy.
Tracy what?
Thompson.
Were you sitting at a location where you could observe these two young men?
The way the limo was set up is there was 2 doors in the back. There was a bench seat that went across there, and I was sitting right there. At the top where the moonroof was, there was a stereo, buttons to turn on the lights in the bar. At that point in time, I had seen people playing with all the lights because lights were changing, everything was moving around. Then all of a sudden, moonroof flew off the top of the car. It was gone. Both of these two looked at each other like, what do we do now? So,
how many people were sitting in their general vicinity?
There was one other person sitting next to me, and it was me. It was these two in front of us. And then the rest of the limo went down with people sitting all the way down in the front.
Now, you say other people were touching the buttons, other than Mike and Paul?
Not that I know of.
So it was just Mike and Paul touching the buttons?
They were the only two that could touch the buttons. There was nobody else around.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I told everybody in this limousine, you cause any damage, you can be responsible for it, because I had to sign basically.
Shh. Where are you now?
Here.
What is here?
Judge Judy.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jennifer Kalanchik says former friends Paul McEnany and Mike Burt owe for damages to a limo she rented on her birthday. The men claim they didn't do it.
Okay. Did you say to Jennifer when the moonroof flew off, don't worry, I'll take care of it?
That's correct. I did say that, but that was at the end of the night.
Okay. Now, when you said, don't worry, I'll take care of it, were you referring to the moonroof?
No, I was referring to the driver, because he was getting a little irate and telling us, who's paying for it, who's paying for it? And as we stopped the car, exited, I told her, you know, we're going to take care of it. We're going to help you out as far as talking to the limo driver, saying who was at fault, and this, that, and the other.
Not this, that, and the other thing. So you said to her, don't worry, I'll take care of it, because you were going to explain to the limo driver whose fault it was. Mm-hmm. Did you do that?
Well, no, at the point in time she asked me to leave, so I left.
So you didn't?
No.
Well, let's say that you did go to the limo driver to explain whose fault it was. What would you have told the limo driver?
I told him what...
Look at me. No, right here.
All right. Basically, I told him. I would have told him that it wasn't explained to us that this is an emergency escape hatch, because they said later on that it's an emergency escape hatch, and it was labeled. No, it wasn't labeled, and the driver never explained to us.
Then you were going to be arguing with him. Let me explain this to you, Mike. Basically, you would have said to the driver, I was touching the buttons with my friend Paul, and the moonroof fell off, but nobody explained to us that it was an emergency door. And it wasn't marked, so how are we supposed to know that it was an emergency door? Is that what you would have said to him?
In so many words, yes.
In less words than you just told me.
Yeah, hopefully.
So you would have said, yeah, we did it. But we didn't know if we touched these buttons and that sort of stuff that this moonroof was going to fall off. It was not properly marked.
Right.
But we did it.
Well, the only thing I had to do with it was I closed it when we got to Dallas. We were leaving from Denton to Dallas. Somebody opened it other than me and Paul. When we got to Dallas, I closed it. That's the last thing I had to do with it. And everybody's pointing fingers at me for some reason. And I'm trying to tell her, no, it's not me. And she doesn't want to buy that. She wants to say, you know, yeah, you did
somebody
it.
Else,
she just basically wants to get her money back.
From what Jennifer told me is there were 3 different latches too, and the only thing I ever touched is the one front latch that I thought would push it up, and it went flying off. So those 2 latches had to be undone, and I know other people around that area. I wouldn't, yeah.
Okay. Now, why did you push that one latch up?
Just to open. I thought it was a sunroof. It looked like a sunroof. Nobody told us it was an emergency exit.
You just wanted to get some air.
Yeah. There's 15 bodies, body heat, and everything else. So we opened up.
So, Jennifer, what?
I have warning signs on the sunroof, as well as the latches. There had to be some work done to get these latches to come off. It's not a simple button. It's not
well, maybe it wasn't their fault, my dear. Maybe it was the fault of the limousine.
Can I
maybe.
say that?
Shh.
Sorry.
Why, you want to fight with me about that?
No.
Maybe it was the fault of the limousine.
Well, I told everybody in this limousine, you do anything, you cause any damages, you break any glass, you're going to be responsible for it, because I had to sign basically.
Shh. Where are you now?
Here.
What is here?
Judge Judy.
My space. Go ahead.
I had to sign a blank credit card slip that says we're going to charge you $600 for the flat rate.
Jennifer, my dear, you take 15 people out for an evening of partying. You sign on for a 15-passenger Hummer limousine, and you are going to expect that some damage might be done, for which you are going to be responsible. There isn't a shred of credible evidence that these 2 young men are responsible for that emergency exit. Not at all. The fact that they were sitting around there, the fact that they may have been touching it, the fact that he went to open up one of the latches to let some air in, that doesn't make him responsible. I don't even know if you're responsible. It's quite possible that there was a malfunction by the car. And the fact that the limousine company is charged a credit card, perhaps you should sue them.
The fact that they touched the roof and then
so what?
It flew off.
So what? So what? That doesn't make it their fault. I am not satisfied that you have sustained your burden to demonstrate that these 2 young men are responsible, that they either negligently, recklessly caused the damage to the limousine. It is just as plausible that someone else had touched one or more of those things at some point during the evening, and when he opened up one latch to let in some air, the thing fell off. That's also plausible. That doesn't make him responsible. And if the limousine company refuses to give you back your money, sue them, because I don't think you have a case against these two young men. That's all. Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step down in the matter of Brown versus Wilson. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Mrs. Brown, I assume that this gentleman here is your son. Is that
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
The son who was directed by a court to take anger management classes.
Yes, ma'am.
And I assume that that was as a result of some sort of a domestic dispute?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Wilson runs the anger management program, and your complaint alleges that you paid for part of a course that your son did not take because Mr. Wilson wouldn't let him take it. And Mr. Wilson owes you $200. Mr. Wilson says that your son was disruptive in the class, that he failed to follow the rules, and that he does not refund money. Pretty much is what you're saying, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Step up, please. Mr. Fugit, when were you directed to take an anger management program?
I don't recall the specific date.
Mrs. Brown, do you?
Yes, ma'am. It was on 4/18/03.
And that was a result of a conviction for domestic violence?
Yes, I was convicted of a domestic violence charge.
Was there any jail time involved?
Yes, I believe there was.
What do you mean you believe?
I don't recall how long I spent in jail for that. I spent some time and I bonded out. I went to court and hired a lawyer, and I was convicted of a domestic violence charge.
And then did you go back to jail?
No, ma'am, I didn't. I was court ordered to go to a doctor and do a psychological evaluation, which I did, and I was directed to do a 32-hour combination class of anger management, 16 hours, and then a 16-hour domestic violence class, and that's what I attempted to do.
Well, so what happened?
Well, I attended the first 16-hour class.
Which was what?
16 hours of anger management.
Okay. So you attended the first half of the two-part series. Second part you didn't attend?
I showed up for the first session of the second part of the series, Your Honor.
And what happened?
There was 4 or 5 of us, and we discussed what was going to be happening, and they showed a video where the husband comes home from work drinking, the wife's there, she wants to get out, go to her friends, she wants to go bowling, he's saying no, he doesn't like her friends, and he's being very verbally abusive to her and physically intimidating, and he slams her up against the drywall, and he draws back his hand like he's going to hit her, and they stop the program. And the instructor, Rick, asked us to please participate and comment on what it is that we saw. And 2 people that were in the class made their comments to it. It came to me. I told the instructor, Rick, that I found the class to be offensive, and I didn't see why I had to sit there and be subjected to that type of domestic violence inside of the class.
Well, you were convicted of domestic violence.
I was convicted of domestic violence, but I'm not a wife batterer. It was under a different circumstance.
You didn't think that you were that kind of a batterer, so why should you be forced to watch that film? Is that really what you were saying? I'm trying to understand. The film wasn't offensive. The film is designed to be instructive.
Correct.
Now, if you found the husband's behavior offensive, that's a different story. I find the man's behavior offensive. So which one was it?
The instructor asked me to participate in the class, and he asked me what I thought of the film. And I just primarily told him that I found the behavior of the man in the film to be offensive. And
I'm not sure that that's what, I mean, that's not. I think that you're playing with me now, Jason, because if you said to the instructor, I found that the man's behavior was offensive, that's the right answer. So I'm not sure that that's what happened.
Okay.
Anyway, you were asked to leave.
Yes, I was.
So your mother paid for the class?
Yes, ma'am.
He was asked to leave the second class. Is that the $200 you want back?
Yes, ma'am.
And?
He was asked to leave, and we sent a notice to the probation officer indicating that he was uncooperative, he didn't show any empathy. So sometime later, he was reordered.
He was reordered to go back to the program?
To go back to our program.
Okay.
And we agreed to take him back, but the condition was that he would have to repeat the anger management portion of the class.
Was there any reason you wanted him to restart the whole program?
Because he didn't show any real evidence that he'd learned anything from the first phase of treatment.
Okay. I would like to see the court order.
This is the original court order.
I want to see the court order. This order was dated April 17, 2003.
Yes, ma'am.
The judge directed your son to complete 32 hours of domestic violence education.
Yes, ma'am.
It was to enroll within 30 days and then promptly complete 32 hours of domestic violence education.
Yes, ma'am.
You did not do that. You enrolled, but you did not promptly complete.
That's what the probation violation was for, and then
Good! Then you belonged in jail. If that's what the order was, you see, I always had a problem when you got a third chance. As a sitting judge, I believe that we send the wrong message to people when they are convicted of a crime, as he was, and given an opportunity to remain at liberty under certain conditions. And then if you do not comply with the conditions, you're given another chance, which is really what happened. If I were the judge in that case, his behind would have been behind bars and he would have been resentenced. He doesn't get a chance to say, I'm a victim, I don't belong in this place, I don't belong watching this domestic violence film, it offends me. I don't give a rat's behind whether it offends your son or not, madam. I don't.
May I say something?
I'm going to finish.
Okay.
He did not promptly complete 32 hours because he didn't like the first movie.
And he was asked to leave.
He was disruptive to the program. He doesn't have an option. That's part of anger management. Don't you understand? That's part of the drill. You have to stop making excuses for your son. It's part of the drill. He doesn't get to choose his punishment. I don't care if they showed movies of somebody shoveling crap into a fan. And he found it offensive. That's what he does. And then when he's court ordered to go back to the program, what you're saying is, well, he completed the first 16 hours. He shouldn't have to complete that first 16 hours again. He should be able to go for the second 16 hours, right?
The court order says he just has to complete 16 hours of domestic violence.
Let me see it.
the judge found that I completed the first 16 hours.
Let me see it.
When I went back to court.
Let me see it.
I also have audio.
Okay, in August we went back, and right here it says you were to enroll in and then promptly complete the remaining 16 hours of domestic violence. That is true. Did you get a copy of this?
I did, Your Honor.
So? I mean, I wouldn't have done it.
I disagreed with the court, Your Honor. The
You
court...
can't. Unfortunately, Mr. Wilson, I disagree with the court, too. You can't.
Okay.
I would have put his behind in jail, because one of the problems with domestic violence is, and anger management is, you have to show that you can control yourself well enough to do certain things even if you don't like them. You don't like your wife, you don't like her behavior. This was your wife, wasn't it? This woman that you're supposed to stay away from, Jessica?
That's my ex-wife.
Oh, your ex-wife.
That's not what I was convicted of. That was.
Well, have no contact with her. You mean they just picked her name out of a hat?
That was because of a divorce and a similar circumstance.
You mean they just picked Jessica's name out of a hat to put on this order twice? 2 times. They said, stay away from Jessica.
Maybe I didn't understand the question, Your Honor.
Well, did you commit domestic violence against anybody else except Jessica?
Yeah, that was the charge.
Somebody else or Jessica?
It wasn't against Jessica, Your Honor.
Who was it against?
I'm not exactly sure. I was having problems, and she went over to her brother's. I went over there. I had my infant son in my hand, and I was trying to talk to my wife. And I walked around to the front of the house, and her 2 brothers and her sister was pulling my child out of my arms.
Listen to me. I'm not getting into that. Were you convicted after a jury trial, or did you plead guilty?
I had hired a lawyer, and it was...
Listen, I asked you one question.
I was convicted of a domestic violence charge that did not
Just a second.
my wife.
I asked you a simple question, and you're not listening to me, which is the problem that you have. I said, were you convicted after a jury trial, or did you plead guilty? Is that a hard question, Bird?
No.
Were you convicted after a jury trial, or did you plead guilty?
I guess I pled guilty to it.
I guess. Mr. Wilson, this is your problem, sir. You disagreed with the court order. I do too. But we live in a country that is ruled by law. And while I would have made him take the course all over again, the court gave him a break and said he only had to complete 16 hours of the domestic violence portion of the program. What happened to you after August when you didn't complete the program?
I went back and reported it to my probation officer, and there was conflict. Earlier, and the probation officer said that there was obviously a problem between me and Mr. Wilson, but the VA wasn't going to violate my probation again under circumstances. I didn't have the money to enroll into another class to complete the class, so it's actually never been finished.
What a travesty. I mean, it's a joke. You're ordered to complete a program. You don't complete the program. You're given another opportunity, because it doesn't say to complete 16 hours in his program. It says completed the other 16 hours. So in August of 2003, you were given a second chance, or a third chance, to be at liberty. And according to you, since August of 2003, you didn't have the money that was necessary to complete 16 hours of domestic violence classes. Is that what you're telling me?
It was already paid to Mr. Wilson.
I don't care. Are you telling me that you didn't have the money to comply with the court order? Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm telling you.
In a year and a half? You're a liar. In any event, you owe him $200. You can't second-guess the court. He would have found himself telephoning his mother once a week from a jail cell if it was up to me, but it's not. It's unfortunate that people laugh at the court system because they don't make orders that they are prepared to stick to. Anyway, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $200. That's all. Out. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He should have followed through with what he was supposed to do.
The program is designed for a spouse batterer, and that's not what I was charged with, the domestic violence.
He was disruptive in my class. He didn't follow the rules.
People are individuals.
He's gone through a lot, and he's up there now.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Romine versus Reynolds. Step forward.
22-year-old clerical worker Catherine Romine is suing her former roommate, 22-year-old medical assistant Jessica Reynolds, for unpaid rent and utility bills. Jessica says she's paid more than her share.
Miss Romine, Miss Reynolds was a friend of yours.
Yes.
Since high school?
Since high school, yes, 9th grade.
And she moved into your home in December of 2003, is that right?
Yes.
And you claim she moved out, owing you money for rent and some other things. And Miss Reynolds says she owes you nothing. She paid all of the expenses that she should have paid when she was there. When she moved in December of 2003, what kind of arrangement did you have with her?
Well, in December, we still had my old roommate, and he was moving out in January 2004. So the agreement in December was for her to pay 1/3 of all utilities and the rent. And thereafter, January 2004 and on, she was supposed to pay half of everything.
Okay. Is that correct?
Yes.
And did she pay 1/3 of the rent and utilities in December?
Only 1/3 of the rent in December.
And the gas and electric.
Okay.
Which was under her name.
No, it wasn't under my name until January.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I feel that for all the food that she consumed, the toiletries, the laundry, the expenses, my SDG.
I don't care what you feel. Listen, I don't care what you feel. I don't listen to me. I don't care what you feel.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Catherine Romine says ex-roommate Jessica Reynolds owes for rent and bills.
Okay. Did she pay her half in January?
Only the rent.
How much was your share of the rent, Miss Reynolds?
$447.50.
What about February?
Yes.
When did you move out, Miss Reynolds?
Weekend of March 1st.
Is that right?
She moved out February 29th, and she was supposed to move out on March 4th. So she did not pay those 4 days of rent.
What 4 days?
She had her 3-day notice on February 4th, and she was supposed to move out on March 4th, but she moved out on February 29th, and she did not pay the 4 days of rent that she was supposed to.
So you want her to pay the rent for the 4 days into March 4th?
Yes, because my witness, Karina Valloni, was supposed to move in right after Jessica moved out, which was March 1st.
Yes.
But she came into the apartment, and it was still cluttered with Jessica's trash.
Step up. Were you taking over as roommate?
I was at the time, yes.
What's your name?
Karina Valloni.
Ms. Valloni, describe the room when you saw the room on March 1st.
Well, when I walked in, there was a gift bag, like a small gift bag with trash and broken glass in it, and there were various trash items on the floor. And in the bathroom, there was normal dirt, but beyond the dirt, there were dirty underwear in the bathtub. There were various things in the cupboards. In all of the cupboards, there were things.
Okay. When did you come back to get your stuff?
I put my 30-day notice in February 4th. I left February 4th. I paid my rent, and I went to live with my mom.
Just a second. Listen to me. When did you get out all of your things?
February 29th.
So the things that were in the room on March the 1st was discarded trash. Is that what you're telling me?
There wasn't.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
The stuff that was there was discarded trash.
In a bag.
Well, it's not just a bag. She's described to me not just a bag.
She's lying.
No, I don't think she's lying. All right, now I understand. And when did you finally clean up the room?
She said that she would come back, and she had until the 4th to actually clean it up, and she never came.
I tried to come back. We talked about the bills, and I asked her to pay her part of the gas and electric. She called me an F and hung up the phone on me.
Okay.
And Miss Valoni moved in. She was living there the whole month of February. And she moved her stuff in. She moved her stuff in the weekend that I moved my stuff out.
No,
I came.
Where was
I
she?
would come once in a while.
I'm speaking. I can't talk over you. In what room was she staying?
In the couch, in the living room, in the room during the week.
I don't
because
know.
She lived too far.
That doesn't have anything to do with you. You had a room. You didn't empty out your room.
But I did move my stuff out the last weekend of February.
Not
and she moved her stuff in already. Okay. She was living there the 4 days.
I heard you. What else?
I'm also suing her for the return payment from Cox. When she lent me the money, I paid her back about a week later.
She lent you some money. You paid her back?
Yes.
And what was she supposed to do with the money that she was lending you?
Pay cable bill for me. She offered.
And how much was the cable bill?
The cable bill was $315.98.
And you paid that cable bill for her?
I called and I made a telecheck over the phone transfer. And Cox Cable made a mistake and they didn't debit it out of my account.
Okay, so she paid you back, so you owe her $315. I'm speaking. So you owe her $315. Is that right?
I feel that for all the food that she consumed, the toiletries, everything that I bought, the laundry, the expenses, my SDG
I don't care what you feel. Listen, I don't care what you feel. I don't listen to me. I don't care what you feel.
I have a SDG bill here that she never paid part of.
How much is that for?
It's $450.
Show it to her.
$80 deposit, which was kept, and $70 for the month of February, which I wasn't living there.
Yes?
I never disputed not to pay, and I wrote her a letter.
And how much do you owe her?
Half of the bill.
And what is that?
$100.
That doesn't, I'm sorry, but that thing says $70.
Just a second.
$80 deposit.
Listen to me. Sit down.
It doesn't say that on there.
$80 deposit. I had to pay $80 deposit
your
to open
purpose.
it. I had to give an $80 deposit.
Then you should get it back.
I can't get it back because it's for the month of January and February. They took that back. And this is the remainder of what's owed from January and February. And which also carpet cleaning I paid $55 for because when I moved in, the carpet was completely filthy and disgusting.
Listen to me. I'm not your mother. I'm not your mother, I'm not her mother, and I have absolutely no intention of being the monitor over your $15 bills. She owes you for the 4 days through March 4th. Yes. I absolutely agree that she does. And she owes you the $315 that was not debited from her account, for which you reimbursed her for your cable bill, and $35, which is your share of the utility bill, $340. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all. Step out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out. 5:17 on the calendar in the matter of Shubin versus Greaves. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
All right, along with Mrs. Shubin and Mrs. Greaves, I'd like their two daughters up here, please. Tell me your first name.
Camellia.
And yours?
Chelsea.
According to what I've read, Chelsea was spending the night at your house. Is that right?
That's correct.
And it is your claim that sometime within that 24-hour period, without your knowledge, consent, or permission, Chelsea drove your car, causing some serious mechanical problems, and you want her mother to pay for half of the damage to your car.
That's correct.
Mrs. Greaves says that she would pay for some of the damage initially. Then the bill came in, and it was a substantial amount of money, and she thinks that your daughter is primarily responsible for what happened with the car, so she's balking at the bill.
That's correct.
Okay. So, Camellia, what date was this when you used your mother's car?
It was, oh my gosh, I think it was October 26th or something. Or not October 26th, December.
Well, October to December. We're not even in the same month.
I know it's the same night of our winter formal, I know that.
Winter formal?
Yes.
When was the winter formal? In what month? Think.
December.
There you go. I knew by the process of deduction we would get somewhere. Ms. Shubin, what was the date in December?
The winter formal was January 11th. That was a Saturday.
Had both of you girls gone to the winter formal?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now tell me what happened with your mother's car.
Well, it was that morning.
Well, tell me what happened. Did you go to sleep?
We went to sleep. We woke up. We were getting ready for the winter formal. We went to the car to get my glitter.
Where was the glitter?
In the passenger seat.
What was the glitter going to be used for?
Our hair.
Why did both of you have to go out to get the glitter?
Because I didn't know where I left it. She was looking on the driver's side. I was looking on the passenger side.
And the car was unlocked?
No, I went inside and I asked my mom if I can get the keys to open the door to get the glitter.
Where was your mother when you asked her that question?
She was laying asleep in bed.
And what did she answer you?
She said, well, just go get the glitter inside the car.
And she gave you permission to get the keys?
Yes.
Took the keys and you went outside with Chelsea?
Yes.
And you had the keys in your hand?
Yes.
You opened up the driver's side or the passenger side?
Passenger.
Okay, and?
And then I opened the door for her. I gave her the keys to open the door.
And according to what you told me a moment ago, the glitter was on the passenger seat.
Well, it wasn't on the seat. It was under the seat.
It was under the seat?
Yeah.
What was it doing under? Bert, are you enjoying this as much as I am?
Oh, yes.
I knew you would.
Wonderful tale.
There's nothing like honing your cross-examination skills. You opened up the passenger door.
Yes.
Why are you opening up the driver door?
So she can look on that side.
Yes.
Yes. And her elbow accidentally hit the emergency brake.
Now, where is her body positioned? She's at the driver's side, right?
Yes.
And she's looking under the seat?
Yes. But she was on top of the seat looking under.
No, darling. Listen to me, sweetheart.
Okay.
That doesn't make sense. That may be the story you told your mother. But I want you to see this, okay? Bird, I want you to pull that chair out from me, would you? Just pull it out just a tad. Now, that's the driver's seat in the car.
Yes.
According to you, Chelsea is looking for the glitter under the seat because it's not over the seat. And according to you, she's looking under the driver's seat while sitting in the driver's seat. Is that right?
She was laying on it. She was like...
Show me. Sit down in the driver's seat.
She was like this and then looking under like that.
No. Show me. Show me. She's leaning in the car.
And then she's going like that. She was looking under.
Oh, you can't see anything from where your head is, darling.
She was going like that. That's how she was looking.
And then what happened?
And then she accidentally hit the emergency brake.
Show me how you do that. Show me how you do that.
She just hit it.
No. Show me how you do that. I want to see. She's looking all the way down, right?
Yeah.
Looking get down further. You can't see anything from where you're looking. You can't see anything from where you're looking. You see, what you have to do is if you're looking underneath the seat of the car, you have to look from the outside of the car in order to see all the way underneath. See, now I want you to step out. Step out of the driver's side. Now, stop right there. Turn around. Now, get down and look under the seat. That's right. Now that, a girl. Then you can get down. You can't get down if your feet are on top of the car seat. So that's the story you told your mother. It's a story I don't buy. But let's continue on with your fairy tale. Her hand accidentally hit the emergency brake and the car did what?
Started rolling back.
And what happened when it rolled back?
She pushed the brake in.
With her hand?
No, with her foot.
How did she? Oh, that's good. Okay, so show me now. Now I want you to lean over and show me how she's looking underneath. Okay, lean over, show me she's underneath. Okay, now just a second. Let's do this slowly because you're watching her, right?
Yes.
You're watching her carefully.
Yes.
Bend down. You're looking. Now, hand accidentally hit the emergency brake, which is
and then
where?
It went like that.
Like there. Now, show me. With what foot did she put?
Down and went like that. And
she immediately turned around and sat down.
Yeah.
Oh, now I understand. Now it all becomes clear. Now, somehow, from the time that her foot miraculously got a hold of the emergency brake, in order to stop the car from rolling backwards, you got into the passenger seat of the car, and she takes the key, which she's holding, and puts the key in the ignition and turns it on.
Yeah.
Now, I want to know what happened first. Did you get into the passenger side first?
Yes.
And after you got into the passenger side, what happened with the key?
What happened with the key?
Yeah, she's holding the key. She is just, I'll get to you in a minute.
Okay.
So, get to you in a minute.
Okay.
Now that you see what can happen to you, we're going to get to you in a second.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Now, she's holding the key in her hand.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
She's holding the key in the hand and she turned on the car.
First, she has to put it in the ignition.
Yeah.
Well, what did she say when she put it in the ignition?
She said that she was going to pull it up.
Pull it up where?
Because she said she knew how to drive a stick. I don't know how to drive a stick, so I couldn't pull it up.
Keep going.
And then she pulled back and then went up the street. And while she was going up the street, she was grinding the gears. And smoke was going out the back.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Shh. You weren't there. All right, Chelsea.
Okay.
Version 2.
Okay. We went into her mom's car, and what happened...
Just a second.
Okay.
Let's talk about this glitter. Is that why you went into the car?
We went in there to look...
Look at my eyes.
We went in there to look for the glitter and to talk. Because her mom was asleep, and we didn't want to awake her mom.
Just a minute. How big is her house? Or does she have a one-room apartment?
No, she has a house.
How many rooms are in the house?
I think 3. There are 3 bedrooms.
Oh, well, so there are 3. There are 3 bedrooms?
Yes.
And I assume that her mother only sleeps in one of those rooms?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Then can you explain to me why you had to go into the car to talk?
Well, we were also looking for the glitter.
Mm-hmm.
We were sitting down and we were looking, and my arm, my elbow, hit the emergency brake. We rolled back, we rolled down. She ran in to get the keys in the car, and she's like, "Can you drive a stick?" I said, "Yes." And she
Hold
said,
on a second. So here we have a little different story. Here you did not have the keys to the car
No,
before
the
you
car
got
was
out
open.
there. The car was open.
Yes.
So then she goes inside and gets the keys and comes back outside.
Yes.
And what do you do next?
She's like, "Can you drive a stick?" And I said, "Yes." And she's like, "Why don't you go into the cul-de-sac and drive back up?"
Why is that?
Because it was at a better angle than just driving it back up the driveway, because we didn't want her mom to know, because we were afraid her mom was going to be upset. So we went to the cul-de-sac, and she's like, "Well, why don't you just go up the street?" We went up the street 2 times and pulled back in.
What did you say to her when she said, "Well, why don't we just go up the street"?
I said, "Okay."
Why?
Because thought it would be fun just to go joyriding.
Mm-hmm. Car making a lot of noise when you headed out?
No, it didn't grind at all.
Okay. Now, at some point, you got up.
That's correct.
What time did you get up?
It was about 10:30.
When did you go out to your car?
I ended up going outside probably about 11:30.
11:30, you got into your car?
That's about the time that I got into the car and pulled out of the driveway.
Okay. Where were you going?
I had to go pick my nephew up from school.
And where is that?
That's about 2 miles from my house.
So you drove 2 miles there and 2 miles back, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. So when you got home and you sensed that something wasn't right with your car, what did you do?
I immediately confronted Camelia and Chelsea.
And what did they tell you?
They proceeded to deny to me that they knew anything was wrong with the car. And then Chelsea told me that her elbow hit the emergency brake, and
They gave you this baloney story about the elbow hitting emergency brake.
And they miraculously pushed the car back up into the driveway.
Okay, but that wasn't true because they actually drove the car.
I found out later that evening that they did.
Did you have the car fixed?
Yes, I did.
And how much did it cost you to have it fixed?
A total of $1,877.50. And I have
see?
invoices here.
Can I see it, please?
Yes.
You don't think that you should pay that whole amount, I assume?
That is correct. We initially agreed to split the costs when I spoke to Sandra. But
And
then
that was for the clutch. And I was willing to pay for 2/3 of the clutch because of Chelsea's participation in their joyride. But
you're not responsible for 2/3 of the clutch. Listen, I don't even think that you're responsible for half, but I do think that you're responsible for a portion of this bill. I'm going to tell you why you're responsible for more. Because her daughter was an invited guest at your house. And what you're supposed to do, and you're supposed to be vigilant about, is when you have teenagers in your house, you are supposed to make sure that they can't get their hands on your car keys. That's your responsibility. According to your daughter, you gave her permission to have control of your car. That's according to your daughter, right?
Mm-hmm. Can I also raise a point?
Sure.
I was up till about 3 o'clock in the morning when she had stayed the night also, because I try to be a good role model parent to keep an eye on teenagers, because I don't know what they have in mind.
You're absolutely right. You never can tell.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
my other brother, who I was in business with, who my mother talked me into going into business with this brother.
How old are you?
Old enough to know better.
So don't blame anybody else for your mistakes. I want to hear about the $3,000.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Delinda Shubin claims her car was damaged by her daughter's friend, 14-year-old Chelsea Greaves. Chelsea says Delinda's daughter, 15-year-old Camellia, is also to blame.
Okay. All I'm telling you is it was your responsibility to be vigilant and to make sure that these two girls couldn't get their hands on your car keys, because if something had happened to her daughter, you would have been responsible. Now, that doesn't let you off the hook totally, because you knew you were doing the wrong thing, right?
Yes.
And I have to attempt to earmark responsibility, because certainly the one who's going to suffer is your mother. Not her fault, right? You didn't have any money. How old are you?
14.
So you didn't have any money. The one who's going to suffer is your mother. Now, she had no responsibility whatsoever. She assumes that if her daughter is staying over at somebody else's house, the other adult responsible is going to make certain that their kids can't get into trouble or can't get hurt. But unfortunately, you are partially responsible. And I think you're a third responsible. I think you're a third responsible, and I think you're a third responsible, and I think you're a third responsible. Because I don't think that your mother should be half responsible when the plaintiff was in a position to say to her daughter, you can't have my car keys. You want to go looking for glitter? I'll go look for the glitter with you. I'm not giving you the keys to the car. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $600, which is 1/3 of the damage. That's all.
Oh, he's excused. You may step out.
They didn't feel they were responsible at all.
I just don't think that she caused the problem.
Actually, I never asked her to take it around the block.
I was wrong, and I really wish I could take it back because I wouldn't do it.
I know I'm never going joyriding ever again.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Jacobson versus Cole. Step forward, please.
Aaron Jacobson is suing his sister, flight attendant Kelly Cole, for an unpaid loan to pay her bills. Kelly says she assumed the money was a gift.
Mr. Jacobson, you claim a loan to the defendant, who's your sister,
Yes.
the amount of $3,000. Your sister acknowledges that you gave her $3,000, but your sister says it wasn't a loan, it was a gift. When did you make this loan?
In April.
Tell me about it.
My partner had passed away in March, and I hadn't really seen my sister since 2000. And when he passed away, she showed up at the wake. Then after that, there has been a couple of times that I had talked to her sporadically on the phone, and she had told me that, you know, her roommate had gave her some bad checks and that she was in need of some cash. So I asked her how much would be the minimum that she would need to pay her car payments, the child care for her daughter, and her utility bills. And she said $3,000. So I told her that I could probably swing that.
And when you handed her the money, what kind of conversation did you have?
Well, I told her that I could loan her the money and I needed it to be repaid, but I told her I would loan it to her at a 0% interest, you know, because she was in need.
Why didn't you speak to your sister for the 2-year period between 2000 and 2000?
My sister and my brother were in business together, and he had gotten hurt. So then when he was in the hospital, my sister sort of just swung in, and she wanted to take over the business. And in that time, they were behind on all their bills. So then my mom got involved into it. Then she started running the business with my brother, and then my sister was out of it. So there was a big family dispute over the whole entire mess.
Did you ask your sister back for this money?
Yes.
When?
Every month.
What did she say?
She would show me a stack of bills, and she says, I don't have any to give to you. And in August, she just blew up and was like yelling and using foul language. And then she told me that I should have told you months ago that I was not ever going to pay you.
All right, Ms. Cole, let's hear your version of these events.
Where would you like me to start?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now, I would like you to start on the 29th of April when your brother handed you $3,000.
April.
Yes.
Okay, let's start at April. Okay, he gave me the $3,000. I had driven out there. I had not spoken to either one of them for over a year, not because my brother was hurt. My other brother, who I was in business with, who my mother talked me into going into business with this brother.
How old are you?
Old enough to know better.
So don't blame anybody else for your mistakes. I want to hear about the $3,000.
Okay, the $3,000.
Your brother gave you $3,000 because you said you were behind in your bills. Why didn't you pay him back?
Because I assumed that it was a gift, because I didn't find out until 2 weeks later from my Aunt Carol, who had gone to a picnic with them. She came back to me, she goes, Kelly, do you know that gift that your brother gave you was a loan?
Listen to me, I'm not interested in what somebody said to you outside of this courtroom.
Yes.
I want to know why in your mind, you think that this brother, who you weren't in business with, would give you $3,000?
Because he and my mother went into the company after my brother was stabbed and took the company, went into bank accounts, took money, back-charged my account, which put me $27,000 in debt, and turned around and deposited into their new DBA account. They took over the business. Both of them.
Miss Cole, I think that you have a persecution complex. So far, you have two brothers and a mother. You're not talking to your mother, this brother, or your other brother, because everybody is trying to scam you. Is
Not
that right?
everybody's trying. They've always done it.
Is there any particular reason for that?
Because I was very close to my grandmother.
Oh, you are a very sick girl. You owe your brother $3,000. Pay it. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Mrs. Kennedy.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
How old are you?
13.
Is your mother?
Yes.
And your father?
Yes.
You can wait outside. Mrs. Kennedy, this is your former husband, and it is your claim that he owes you some money for some bills that came up after your divorce papers had been filed and therefore were not resolved in the judgment of divorce.
That is correct.
That's pretty much your claim. Your husband says that these bills that you're asking for are petty, that he took care of the home and the children for 4 months after you left with absolutely no support from you, and the least you could do is pay for the electric.
That's correct.
When did the two of you separate?
We separated in August of 2005.
And I gather from what Mr. Kennedy says that you left the home.
I didn't leave the home until the sale of the home, which was in April of 2006.
In August 2005, were you living together?
Yes.
In September of 2005, were you living together?
Correct.
Mr. Kennedy, you said your wife left. When did she leave?
April 2006.
When she left in April of 2006, where were the children?
With me.
For how long?
Until July, I believe it was 19th of 2006.
And where were you?
I had moved to a different residence approximately 4 blocks away with my 2 oldest children from a previous relationship.
And you were there with 4 children?
3.
3. How old were they?
Now they're 13, 9, and 7.
And who do they live with now?
They live with Carrie now.
Is that by agreement?
Yes,
And you pay child support?
I do.
How much?
Roughly $600 a month.
Is that correct?
That is correct. However, Your Honor, he wasn't paying child support until ordered by a judge and until his wages were garnished. For almost a year and a half, he did not pay child support.
Is that right, sir?
Correct. I wasn't working at the time.
I don't care. That's irrelevant to me. And I'm sure it was irrelevant to the court that you weren't working. Why weren't you working?
I guess I just couldn't find a job.
When you have 3 children, you find a job. You're an intelligent man, you know that. Okay, so then I'm less sympathetic with you, Mr. Kennedy. You see, I was getting sympathetic because if Mrs. Kennedy leaves and she leaves you with 3 children and she sends you no child support, I sort of feel as if $1,100 is pennies under those circumstances. But if you didn't pay any child support for over a year because you decided not to work, that's a lot longer than 3.5 months.
Correct, but I would pick up the children throughout the week, provide for them what I could. When I had a job, I'd give her half of whatever I made.
And you mean at the times when you weren't providing them with support and she was taking care of 5 children, she was supposed to say to the kids, we're not eating lunch today because Dad's not working and whatever I do. Do you work?
I do work, Your Honor.
What kind of work do you do?
I work for a promotions department. I organize events through the county.
Same job for how long?
Almost a year and a half.
Okay. When you left in April of 2006, according to your complaint, he was supposed to take the electric bill out of your name.
Correct.
Is that your agreement?
That is correct.
Well, that's what she's stuck with. She's stuck with that bill. That's what she's asking you for.
Initially, it was supposed to come to me, and I had contacted the electric company, told them I'd have to make payments on that. That wasn't good enough for them, so they decided to tack it onto her bill at her new house.
So then you owe, just a second, so you owe her that money. How much does he owe you for the electric?
$699.99, and that's not exactly how it went. He stayed in the house that we once shared, rented it from the new owner, couldn't continue paying the rent on it, and left. Moved in with a friend, left no forwarding address, and to my understanding made no contact to the electric company to get the bill resolved. And that's how it got transferred to me.
Fine, $699.99. It's yours. Let's go on to the income taxes, which is a far more interesting subject. Go ahead.
Income taxes. These are from the year of 2003 when Kevin was employed full-time and I was the stay-at-home mom. Apparently when he was unemployed after we separated, I don't know if the state of California had tried to make contact with him, but they couldn't find him. They found me because I was working.
Can I see the tax bill? You know about this tax bill, Mr. Kennedy?
Through my ex-wife, I do.
And?
When I moved from the house that we shared, I had all my mail forwarded.
I'm not talking about the forwarding mail. I'm talking about this tax bill was money that clearly you were working full-time, correct?
Correct.
She was not employed outside of the home.
When we were together, no.
Did you owe child support for other children?
No.
A record show an outstanding child support obligation that has priority over your personal income tax liability.
Your Honor, I believe that's for the current child support he's owing back.
I see. The balance due here is $342.55. Did you pay it?
It's being garnished from my wages.
Show this to him, please. Have you ever seen that document?
I haven't read it. I just heard about it from her.
And he was given that information. He said he tried to make contact with them, but was on hold for too long.
I had my mail forwarded to a P.O. box. If they wanted to find me, they could have found me.
Maybe they did find you. Maybe you took it and threw it in the garbage. How do I know? It's your responsibility. Why didn't you pay it?
Because I didn't have the $300 and some to pay her.
Well, who are you living with now?
I live with some friends.
That's not a good enough answer for me. Who do you live with now? The names of the people that you live with.
Joshua and Tina. I think their last name is something like that.
How long have you lived with them?
4 months.
Are they a couple?
Yes, you could. Yeah.
You know, why bother to get into it with you? You owe her $1,100, Mr. Kennedy. When you have 3 children, you can't afford to be unemployed unless you are mentally or physically unable to work, neither of which appears to be so in your case. So you have 3 children, you have to do whatever you can do. You get a hack license, you drive a cab, you pick up cans, you go to work for the Parks Department. You can't take the day off.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Since July of 2006, he's lived with 5 different people.
Sounds as if he's not doing too well.
He's not, Your Honor.
And later today,
They signed a lease.
They signed a lease that I was not aware of.
What difference does it make? That was your agreement with her. She's not your mother. Why would she make your mortgage payment? Thick.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Carrie Kennedy says her ex-husband, Kevin Kennedy, owes for an electric bill, a cell phone bill, and for taxes from the state.
Okay. Now, did you get half the money from the house that was sold?
I did.
How much did you get?
I believe it was $32,000 or $36,000.
And how much did you get?
Approximately 20.
20.
That's incorrect, Your Honor. It was split right down the middle. You got half, I got half.
Why would she get more than you?
I agreed to give her more than I got because she was moving into a new place. And she complained to me that splitting it right down the middle wouldn't be fair to her.
Does that sound right?
He would not allow me to take anything out of the home that we had in the house, except for any personal items. He kept the refrigerators, the computers, TVs, everything else. I didn't get any of that until I took possession of the children in July of 2006 because he had nowhere to move and had to move in with his girlfriend. Since July of 2006, he's lived with, I'm approximating 5 different people.
Sounds as if he's not doing too well.
He's not, Your Honor, and it's just incredibly sad that my oldest daughter has had to move back home with me to help me pay the bills.
Judge for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,100. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
This money has been long owed to me, and I'm just glad it's done and over with.
I just hope there's no other bills that pop up that I have to be taken to court for.
I think this is going to be a never-ending battle.
I'm just ready to go home.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Smith versus Edwards. Step forward.
Real estate agent Chavez Smith is suing her former friend and client, Erica Edwards, for a loan to pay her mortgage payments.
All right, well, this is one of those little complicated cases that Bert and I are going to try to figure out together. Miss Smith, you and Miss Edwards were friends. By the way, are you a licensed realtor?
Yes, I am.
In what state?
California.
According to your complaint, Miss Edwards wanted to sell her home.
Yes.
And you had initially found a buyer, but that deal fell through.
Yes, ma'am.
So you and Miss Edwards entered into this rather convoluted arrangement.
Yes.
Whereby you would make the mortgage payments on her home.
Yes.
While you were trying to find a purchaser.
Yes.
You might also rent the house while you were looking for a purchaser.
Yes.
And Miss Edwards would be out from under the problem of the mortgage, and she could go and live elsewhere. So far, is that about right?
Yes.
Yes.
She did move out of the house, and it is your claim that you made, I believe, 4 mortgage payments for her.
Yes.
She owes you that money.
Yes.
Miss Edwards says that she found out that you had in fact rented the house, didn't tell her that you had rented the house, collected money from the new tenant, did not pay the mortgage on time, thereby ruining her credit. she is counterclaiming for ruining her credit and for the money that you got from renting her house. When did you move out of your house, Miss Edwards?
I moved out May the 29th.
When was the first mortgage payment due?
May the 1st.
Is that the mortgage payment she was supposed to make?
Correct.
But you were living in the house the entire month of May.
She gave me the okay to take that money to put a deposit down on the apartment while she put tenants into the house.
Is that right?
Yes,
So you were supposed to make May's payment?
Yes.
And it's due on May the 1st?
Correct.
Did you make May's payment?
Yes, I did.
When?
June 8th.
Well, that's late.
Yes.
That's unacceptable. You understand that?
No, because I didn't tell her that the payment would be made on time. I was helping her.
No, Ms.
I was
Smith,
helping her out
Ms.
of a
Smith,
situation.
I read that in your answer to her counterclaim. And you said, well, I told her that I was going to make the payments, but I never said I would make the payments on time. It is presumed in the law that if you agree to take over the mortgage payment, it's understood. The same way it's understood if you say, I'll take over the mortgage payments, that you don't pay them in rupees or yen. You pay them in U.S. dollars. You don't have to write it out that you're going to pay them in U.S. dollars. You say, I'm going to take over the mortgage payments, and they will be paid. And they will be paid on time. You don't have to write on time.
But, Your Honor, we didn't come to that agreement until after she had moved out May 29th.
So you're saying you didn't come to the agreement to make the mortgage payment for May 1st.
Until it was already late.
Until it was, I see that. Is that correct?
That is not correct, Your Honor. We made this agreement the beginning of May.
When the beginning of May?
Around May 1st, because there's a grace period for the mortgage up until the 15th. And Ms. Smith agreed to go ahead and use my mortgage money for that month to put a deposit down on the apartment where I was moving to.
That's not correct.
No, I believe you.
That's not
just a second. I believe you and I don't believe her. That she did not pay May 1st's mortgage payment on time, and you did not come to an agreement with her about this until after the mortgage payment for May was late. But then you had an agreement.
Yes.
So June 1st, you should have paid June's mortgage.
No, I paid June's mortgage on June 20th because I paid May's mortgage June 8th, so I paid June's mortgage June 20th.
And July?
And July, I paid July and August late.
When did you make the payments?
I made the payment both in September.
Well, that's unacceptable, Ms. Smith. That's unacceptable. So she has a legitimate gripe if she had reasonable credit, and I don't know if she did, and she said that this destroyed her credit, that you made these mortgage payments late. She has legitimate beef. How much were the mortgage payments you made for her?
It was $1896.41 times 4.
Just a second. $18.96
and 41 cents.
7584. Okay. Now, you put a tenant into the house.
Yes, I did.
When?
They moved in June, but their payment wasn't good until July.
Why?
Well, the house was vacant, and they were in a situation to where they didn't have anywhere to go. So I allowed them to move in June and pay me for July.
How much did they pay you?
$1,450.
How much in total did you receive from these tenants?
I received $2,900 from the tenants.
The tenants also gave her a $1,000 deposit.
Did you add that in?
Yeah. Oh, no. They gave a $1,000 deposit, which was refunded to them.
Okay. I am deducting the amount she was paid by the tenants. Do you understand?
Yes.
Show me your credit score before June and show it to me after.
I wasn't able to get the credit score after, but I do have it before June.
Well, you have to show me both. How do I know that you were damaged? That's your counterclaim, that your credit score was damaged because your mortgage was paid late. Isn't that your counterclaim?
Yes.
Well, how am I supposed to see that? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if she paid your mortgage late and you could show damages as a result of paying the mortgage late, I would give you a certain amount to compensate you for that bad credit, but you can't prove that to me. Okay. Is there any reason why you don't owe her for these mortgage payments, $4,684? When did you move back into the house?
September the 15th.
She never moved back in.
September the 15th, the tenants moved out.
But she never moved in.
Who did?
Nobody. She left the house vacant until she just recently sold it a couple months ago. So
I moved back to the house.
Just a second. Hold it. Did you move back to the house?
Yes, I did.
In September?
September the 15th, when the tenants moved out.
And when did you sell the house?
September the 19th, 07.
So you sold the house 4 days later?
Yes. I didn't move my stuff. My stuff was in storage. I was there at the house.
Don't play with me. Will you please?
I'm not.
So you're playing with me. How much did you sell the house for?
$394,000.
How much did you pay for it?
$125,000.
Why didn't you give her the mortgage payments that she laid out for you?
What mortgage payments?
The mortgage payments that she paid for you.
The tenants that were there gave her the money for her to pay the mortgage.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Show me that.
They're her friends. They were friends of hers.
Just a second. Show me that.
They were friends
Bring
of hers.
a witness.
And they did not want to be involved.
Listen to me.
These are friends that she moved into the house.
Listen to me, my dear. She made mortgage payments totaling almost $8,000. According to her, she got rent for a 2-month period, which I have deducted $1,450. Were they month-to-month tenants, or did they sign a lease?
They signed a lease.
They signed a lease that I was not aware of.
What difference does it make? That was your agreement with her. She's not your mother. Why would she make your mortgage payment? Your agreement was she was going to rent the house. She was going to make the mortgage payment until such time the house... I'm speaking thick. Until such time as the house could be sold, then she would recoup her money and everybody would be happy. I mean, what do you think? This is a windfall? You think you get somebody else to pay your mortgage, you make $200,000 on the house, and you don't have to pay it back? What are you, an idiot?
No, I'm not.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $46.84. That's all. Step out. Your counterclaim's dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Business, friendship, and family really don't mix.
I guess the moral to all this is don't get business mixed with friendship.
At the end of the day, if somebody's trying to help you out as a friend, you would think that you would at least try to uphold your end of the bargain.
Be wiser and know what type of people you're dealing with.
I hate that it came to this.
We haven't talked since last year.
Sometimes people in your life are for a reason or a season, and I guess this was just a reason. I help her transition to wherever she needs to be, and I'll move forward.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of parent versus parent. Step forward, please.
Sonny Parent is suing his ex-wife, Stephanie Parent, for the return of a laptop computer. Stephanie says that Sonny needs to move on.
You two folks had a short-term marriage, and from what I gather, a relatively amicable divorce. Is that right?
Correct. Yes.
Did you have lawyers?
No. No.
Did you use the court system?
Yes. Yes.
Filed papers?
Yes.
Clerks had to read the papers?
Correct.
Judge had to read the papers? Judge's law secretary had to read the papers before you were granted the divorce? So you gobbled up your share of the justice system, right?
Yeah. Correct.
You're not going to gobble up any more time over nonsense. This is what this case is about. While you were married, there was a computer purchased.
Correct.
You say it was purchased for your business. She says it was purchased as a gift for her. I don't care. He doesn't care. You have two different versions of how she got her hands on the computer. You say she borrowed it. She says you borrowed it. I don't care. He doesn't care. How much was the computer?
$699.
When was it purchased?
In July, I do believe.
July 13th, 2006.
Yes.
So this $700 computer is now maybe worth $400. Who has the computer?
I do.
Do you want the computer or do you want to pay him $200?
I'll take the computer and pay him $200.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $200. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. This is case number 57 on the calendar in the matter of Myrex versus Goodwin. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
What's your first name?
Daryl.
It's your mother?
Yeah.
Miss Myrex, you weren't there the date of this incident, but you're involved because the car that was allegedly damaged by Winter?
Yes.
Was owned by you?
Yes.
So why don't you have a seat?
Okay.
If we need anything, I'll call you.
Okay.
And Miss Goodwin?
Yes.
This is your daughter, Winter.
Yes.
And you weren't there the date of this incident, where your daughter says that this whole incident was provoked by Daryl and his brother. And
yes.
You're counterclaiming because she was injured, had to go to the hospital with glass in her hand.
Yes.
So why don't you sit down? How old are you, Daryl?
17.
17.
And you have a long history of not liking each other. Is that right?
Yes.
Why don't you like each other?
Your Honor, she really doesn't like me. I have no problem with Winter.
What don't you like about him?
No, he don't like me. He never liked me since September.
What made you think he didn't like you, Winter?
Because Ivik Nuttall is my friend.
Ivik?
Yes.
Is your friend?
And he came to me in school saying what he was going to do to him, and I told them to keep me up out of it. And so that's how I got involved, because of his brother.
Oy. All right. Now, I want you to tell me, Daryl, what happened on April 9th?
Okay, Your Honor. Friday, me and my friend Katrina who lives out there, we had made plans to go to the bowling alley on Saturday, and we were on our way to pick him up. As I was entering the entrance to my friend Katrina's house, Winter, along with Ivic and others, were blocking the entrance.
Had you spoken to any of these people that day?
No. And I rolled down my window politely and I said, Winter, could you please move off the street?
Politely?
Yes, politely, because that's what type of person I am. I'm a polite person. And she started cursing me out like, MF, you have no business being out here. You don't live out here, so you can move out your car and move out my way. Well, by this time, her, Ivic, and the rest with his sister surrounded my car.
Is that you? You're the sister?
I'm Winter's sister.
You're Winter's sister.
And they all surrounded my car, and so therefore I couldn't move nowhere. Winter came up to my car, and she took her fist and busted out my back window, and they still wouldn't let me move out the way. So then she had run away, and she came back with a bat and busted out my driver window. Once she busted out the driver's side window, she put her arm in the car, unlocked the door, and pulled me out along with her friends, and they started beating me up.
You have a police report?
Yes.
I'd like to see it.
Pictures.
Okay. Now I'll hear you, Miss Goodwin.
All right. On April 9th, Daryl and his friend Brente called us and told us to meet them up at the bowling alley. So about 6 to 8 o'clock, they kept playing on the phone.
Who were they calling?
They was calling me and my friend Isaac, my witness Isaac.
Okay.
We went to my house at 8 o'clock to ask my mom could we go to a party on Hobart Street. She said yeah if we took my little sister Raven. So then we walked back to Isaac's house. They was parked in the front. They came out. Then Daryl rushed Isaac. So then after that, his brother Roy hit me on the side of my face. Then that's when I turned around and hit him. And then after that, we got to fighting. He pushed me into the window. I was forced into that window.
Just a second.
So then that's how my hand got injured.
That's not what the witness says.
Okay.
The police report from a witness who was at the scene, that was one of your friends that the police officer spoke to, says the female, that's you, took the bat from the male, threw it under a car. The female then tried to punch the male, but hit the driver passenger window and shattered the window.
That's not what happened, Your Honor. We never talked to the police until he got to the hospital.
Not you. I'm not talking about you.
Me or my witness.
Well, there were a lot of people out there.
We never talked to the police, Your Honor.
So the police is lying?
Yes, he is.
You're the brother?
No.
Friend?
Yes, ma'am.
Name?
Jerry Ashley.
Were you in the car?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing there, Jerry?
We was going out there to get a friend to go to the bowling alley.
But you had already gotten him, because he was in the car, according to this police report. There were 3 of you in the car.
Yes, ma'am.
Where does he live? Give me the address.
I don't know the address, but he lived in the front of Mary Hill Apartments.
And where did he meet you?
He met us right there. When you come inside Mary Hill, or the entrance, he met us right there.
So then you were leaving, because he was in the car already.
No, ma'am.
Why weren't you leaving?
Because they had blocked the car.
Who blocked the car, Jerry?
Winter, Ivic, and some of her friends, his brothers, his sisters, they all blocked the car. Even the little girl blocked the car.
She's not so little.
Well, you know.
I'll get to you in a minute. How old are you?
18, Your Honor.
Okay, Ivic. Up. How old are you, Ivic?
15.
What's the problem that you have with these guys?
Nah. Every time we was in school, he said, like, find me, it's like I'm Michael Jackson, so he'll whoop me, stuff like that.
What?
He said, find me like he find Michael Jackson. Like, I'm gonna be Michael Jackson, so he can whoop me and stuff like that.
Do you understand this? Are you following this?
Not at all.
I thought maybe I was missing something. So now I want you to tell me, Ivic, what happened on April 9th.
From 6 o'clock to 8, Brente.
No, I want you, don't look at the heavens. God is not going to help you with this, Ivic. Only the truth will set you free. So you look at my eyes.
6 through 8 o'clock, Brente, Daryl, they was calling my phone telling me to come to the bowling alley. But I was like, nah. So then after a while, they start driving past the Maryville Apartments, telling Winter and that he wanted to fight me and stuff like that. And they was 3 cars deep. But first, me, Winter, and Raven went to her mama's house to ask her, could we go to a party? And she said, yeah, so when I was...
So first, this car is driving by, and Winter, who is afraid, right, goes in to ask her mother if she can go to a party.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me, so that they're driving by with their friends. And that's very intimidating, right? They're looking to fight you.
Yeah.
Step up. You're her mother?
Yes.
Do you remember your daughter coming inside and asking if she can go to a party?
Yes.
What did she say to you?
She asked me could her and Raven go to a party, and I gave her permission. The only way that she can go to that party was to take Raven.
She didn't say to you there are guys outside that are looking for trouble, looking to beat up Ivik?
No, she did not.
Shh. Put your hand down. She didn't say that to you. She didn't say, Mom, I'm afraid because there are people out there are cars out there going back and forth. She didn't say that to you.
No.
Now, she was safe inside her house, correct?
Yeah.
If you would have known that there were cars outside waiting to beat up Ivik and maybe her, you wouldn't have let her go out again, would you?
No, I wouldn't have.
Good. Have a seat.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
His brother Roy hit me on the side of my face. I hit him back. He pushed me into his mom's window, and then that's how the window got broke.
Are you finished now?
Yeah.
Good.
And later today,
So you decided you didn't want to see her anymore because she borrowed $50 from somebody else. Is that what you're trying to tell me, Mr. Alford? Could we get to it, please?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Daryl Myricks claims his former classmate, Winter Goodwin, punched out his car window. Winter claims Daryl's brother pushed her into the car. She is countersuing for medical bills.
Winter.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is what you swore to. On April 9th at around 6 o'clock, Daryl's friend, not Daryl, Daryl's friend called me and told Ivik and me to come to the neighborhood bowling alley because Daryl wanted to fight Ivik. That's what you wrote. I told his friend that Daryl knew where we were if he wanted to fight. For the next 2 hours, Daryl and a car of 5 of his friends circled the streets of my neighborhood. They were screaming obscenities and trying to instigate a fight. Ivik and I ignored them. Around 8 o'clock, I went across the street to talk to my mom. When I crossed the street back to Ivik's house, Daryl was parked on the street with 2 carloads of his friends. They were just sitting there stalking Ivik's house. I went inside and got Ivik with the intention of ignoring Daryl and his friends and going to a party. That's what you wrote.
I know what I wrote.
But that's not what you're telling me.
That is what I'm telling you. You didn't even let me finish my story.
I'll let you finish your story. I'm at your mother's house when you went inside to ask her if you could go to a party, despite the fact that a couple of hours before, a guy had said he's coming over to the house, he was going to fight you because you invited him over. He said, you want to fight? You know where we are. Come on over. And you say for the next 2 hours, the cars went back and forth stalking Ivik's house. Then you went inside and asked your mother if you could go to a party. Nowhere did you tell your mother that there was a problem. And I find that hard to understand, Winter.
Well, I ain't tell her what happened because they weren't even supposed to be out there. We was about to get in the car and leave. So then I tried to go in his house to get his mom. His brother Roy hit me on the side of my face. I hit him back. We got to fighting. He pushed me into his mom's window, and then that's when I lost my balance. And then that's how the window got broke.
Are you finished now?
Yeah.
Good. Did you see how the back window got broken?
Yes, Your Honor.
How did the back window get broken?
By Winter hand.
And how did the side window get broken?
By the bat that Winter had, Your Honor.
Where did the bat come from?
After they did all that, she fled away from the accident and then came back with the bat.
Did you ever have the bat in your car?
No, Your Honor.
Did you ever have the bat in your car?
No, Your Honor.
I believe you. Sit down. Can I have the estimate, please, for the damage to the car? Put your hand down, Ivik. Did you have it fixed?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you step up, please? Would you tell me how much it cost you to fix both windows?
It came out to about $170.
You have bills here for $870.
That's the estimate.
But it actually cost you less?
Yes.
You can sit down. Stay there with your son. Step up with your daughter, please. This young man did not hurt your hand. You hurt your own hand.
No, I didn't, Your Honor.
Sure you did.
His brother pushed me.
You have no lawsuit against his brother here today. You're suing him for your medical bills. And that's not what your friends say happened to your hand. What your friends say happened to your hand is you went to punch somebody, they probably moved out of the way, and you punched the car window instead. That's what your friends say happened. So your counterclaim's dismissed. You owe him $170 to fix the window. I believe him. That's all.
I just say, that's it.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
This child is not even in school. She's expelled from school. She doesn't go to school at all, period, and she's a troublemaker.
I was expelled from school, and that's because somebody spit on me.
I'm just happy that this situation is over so I can move on.
If it was just an accident, then someone pushing her through the car window, I don't feel that I was responsible for the car window.
When a child is not being taught at home, it reflects on the parent.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Alfred versus Griffin. Step forward.
19-year-old Chris Alford is suing his ex-girlfriend, 19-year-old Ashley Griffin, for a loan to pay her rent. Ashley says Chris gave her the money.
Mr. Alford, the defendant used to be your girlfriend. According to your complaint, you are no longer involved in a relationship, but at some point prior to your breaking up, you loaned her $300. You want that money back?
Yes, this was after we broke up. Like, we broke up, then she called me.
So you lent her the money after you were no longer together?
Yes.
When did you lend her the money, sir?
I sent it the 1st of July.
Tell me about that.
All right, we broke up, whatever, when she came up.
She came up where?
To Philly. We was no longer seeing each other.
You live in Philadelphia?
Yes.
You live where?
Florida.
And when did she come to Philadelphia?
Like the beginning of June.
Who did she stay with?
Her mom, I guess.
Your mom lives in Philadelphia?
Outside of Philadelphia.
Stop moving up and down. When she came up to Philadelphia to visit her mother, and you, I assume.
I saw her a couple hours.
That's not
true, Your Honor. Were you still dating?
Then, yeah.
What caused you to stop seeing each other in a romantic way?
Chris Alford says ex-girlfriend Ashley Griffin owes for a loan to pay her rent. Chris also says Ashley is a two-timer.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, she missed her flight, right? In the morning time, she missed her flight.
She missed her flight going back to Florida?
Yes.
When was that?
I don't know the exact date.
It was sometime in July.
He said you went up in June.
No, it was like the middle of July sometime.
Did you miss your flight going home?
Yes, ma'am.
When you were in Philadelphia?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What happened when she missed her flight, sir?
She missed her flight, and she called some guy and was like, I missed my flight. It cost $50 or something to pay the balance or something. And I was like, who's that on the phone? And I turned around, whatever, because I was half asleep when all this happened. She hit me, whatever, like, oh, I missed my flight.
So what you're saying is she was sleeping over at your house?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, then you were with her more than just a couple of hours during this visit to Philadelphia.
Okay.
All right, so you decided you didn't want to see her anymore because she was talking to somebody else and borrowed $50 from somebody else. Is that what you're trying to tell me, Mr. Alford? Could we get to it, please?
All right.
Is that what happened?
Other stuff, too, but that's what started it all.
And then this other young man sent you money or called up and said, add the ticket on his credit card, and you went home.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me why you needed this $300, Miss Griffin.
Can I start from the beginning?
No.
Well, because I was going back home in July. So I had already bought my ticket and I was short for my rent. So I asked him for the money. I didn't say, can I borrow it? I asked him, can I have it? And he said, yeah. And he gave me the money.
So you needed the $300 for rent because you'd spent the money.
But I was also going to see him. And we spent more than just that night together. He picked me up from the airport, and I was with him that day, and we went to go pick up his witness.
Tell me about when you called him and asked him for the money.
Well, I called him, and I pretty much said I needed the money for the rent because I was short.
Where were you when he gave you the money?
I was at my house.
In Florida?
Yes, ma'am. He Western Unioned me the money.
You have the receipt for Western Union?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please? Mr. Alford, I'd like you to tell me about the conversation that you had with her about the $300, please.
All right, I'm in the car, me and 3 friends of mine, and my phone rings. And I put it on speaker because I couldn't drive and talk. So I'm talking to her, and she's like, oh, my God, I don't have enough money to pay for my rent, this, and that. And I'm like, at first I'm like, oh, like, what am I supposed to do about that? Then she said, would it be possible if you could send me $300 and I will pay you back next Friday on my paycheck? Everybody in the car heard her say that.
Don't tell me what they heard. Did you hear it?
I heard it. Clearly, it's right here. The phone's right here. I was listening, talking like, all right, well, I can't spare it. You know what I mean? So you got to send it back next Friday. And you can see on Western Union, date was July 1st. If she just now said she was in Philly.
You're absolutely right, sir. It was July 1st.
I said he sent me the money July 1st. I said I went home after July 1st.
Are you telling me you went home and then continued your relationship with him after he sent you the money?
Yes, we were still together, so I don't know why he's saying we weren't. We were together at that time. Why would I stay at his house? Why would he pick me up from the airport if we weren't together?
He says it was in June.
It was in June. That's why you was at my house. It was in June, man.
Well, you must have your airline ticket.
I don't have it.
Exactly.
was this other person that you called for $50?
All right, when he came down, he knew about the guy already.
Don't tell me what he knew. I didn't ask you for a whole story. I said, who was this other person?
It was some other guy that I was messing with.
So now what you want me to believe is he sent you $300 to help you cover your rent. Then you went up to Philadelphia to see him. But at the time that he sent you the $300 for the rent, you were messing around with somebody else that he didn't know about. Is that right?
No, he knew about him. We were only like...
friends?
No, we weren't friends. We were more than friends. But at that time, I knew I could depend on him.
You have to learn that you have to stand on your own 2 feet. You have to stop relying on people, and you have to stop using people. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $300. That's all. Thank you.
The one on the calendar in the matter of Shields versus Germany. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Miss Shields, you and the defendant were boyfriend and girlfriend, and you lived together for how long?
We never actually lived together. We were just boyfriend and girlfriend.
Did you live together?
When we dated, we stayed together. As far as I was concerned, we was together and staying together.
According to your complaint, last summer you were living together.
We didn't actually live together. He has his own residence and I have my residence, but we were a couple.
Well, it's interesting. You said that he came home last summer, I think sometime in July. He came home in the morning because he had been out all night and you refused to let him in the house.
Okay.
Is that what you told me? Let me see.
I can explain.
You know, I'm getting older. Maybe I misread what you said. You said on July 1st, 2004, Byron, that would be you.
Yes, ma'am.
Came home after being out all night. He didn't have the key to get into the house and started banging in the door. I refused to allow him back into the home since he refused to stop continually disrespecting our relationship. Well, that sounds to me like he was coming home.
Actually, he had already been told not to come back around. We had already had a falling out and breaking up. I asked him not to return anymore. I told him that, you know, I didn't want to be bothered because of the things he had been doing in the relationship as far as, you know, staying out, other women, different things of that nature, and so I had already called it quits.
So that's in July, and you say that when he came home in July, he assaulted you. So tell me what happened.
He arrived at the house. It was early morning. Him and his friend had pulled up from somewhere, and he was knocking on the door, sitting through the door, opened the door, you know, that he wanted to talk, and I explained to him that, you know, there was no need for him to be there because I wasn't going to open the door and I wasn't going to talk to him, so he needed to leave. He got irate and started, you know, pushing on the screen door, you know, yanking at things, just out of control. And so, you know, I continued to let him know that the door wasn't coming open. He needed to leave or I was going to call the police. So he ran around to the side of the house and he got the garage door open. He kicked it in. He came into the garage. It's another door that allows you to come into the house. He must have got a hold of something in the garage and pried.
Whatever, he got into the house.
No, he didn't get into the house that way.
Did he get into the house some way? I want him in the house
already.
Yes, ma'am, he came. You know, I have other things to do today.
Okay, I'm sorry. He came around the front, and he yanked the screen door open. He kicked the front door, and he came in, and he assaulted me.
Well, tell me what happened when he kicked the door in.
When he kicked the door in, he started grabbing at me and started fighting me, and he punched me in my mouth.
He hit you in the face?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
And then what happened?
I had already called the police, was bleeding. Police got there. He told the story that I hit him with a glass. So therefore they said that, you know, if it's a dispute between both of you guys are saying that you each assaulted each other so you both could go to jail. I wasn't really prepared to go to jail. I mean, I wanted him to leave. And at that time, I just asked them to make him leave. And they did. My mother was going to escort me to the hospital up the street. And they made sure that the situation was calm down.
So you went to the hospital. What happened at the hospital?
Went to the hospital. Was there for a little bit. They got me back and started to, you know, stitch up my lip and everything.
How many stitches did you have?
I got 6 stitches.
You have a bill from the hospital?
Yes.
I'd like to see it.
Let me just give her doctor bills and everything.
Now, after that date on July 1st, when was the next time you saw Byron?
Well, he continued to, you know, come around and continued to knock on the door and make little threats and different things like that. But the next actual event where I did actually have to file charges again was January the 4th this year.
And what happened?
I do have videotape. He came over again, banging, ranting and raving. He kicked the front door in that time, which I have videotape of that. And he left. I called the police, made another...
He's not the father of that baby, is he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, it's not like...
This is just videotape of today, January 4th, 2005, where he's been kicking at my door, just continuing to destroy the door that he's already destroyed numerous times. Byron, Germany, black, 38, about 180 some pounds. So he drove off, just kicked the door, just kicked it all apart. And he kicked my window, trying to kick my window out, but he kicked the screen, broke the screen door. He couldn't get in the door, he just tried to kick, he just keep destroying the property. Just keep destroying it.
When was the last time you had sexual relations with the defendant?
Not since the first incident. We haven't really been communicating.
You mean not since July 1st?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you told me before you started that you had already told him not to come around. Was that before or after you became pregnant?
I guess it was around about that time. It was all pretty close together, you know. Things are just spinning out of hand at that time.
Yana, I was there the day before that.
Oh, yeah, I know you were. And then you took off and you stayed out all night.
Well, we went to the casino.
So?
When we go to the casino, your phone doesn't work in there. And apparently, I guess she was trying to call me and she didn't get through.
Well, when did you tell her that?
Upset.
Shh, listen to me.
In the casino, 24 hours.
Am I speaking to you? When did you tell your girlfriend that you were going to be out all night and you wouldn't be coming home?
I didn't think I had to report to her. I was just, she knew I was with him and we were going to go do a couple things.
You picked him, my friend.
Yeah.
That same thing I tell him. Oh.
And it's a pattern.
Just a second. Do you and I have to have a...
Okay, okay.
Ask him to come up here, would you, please?
Step up.
Right here. I run this show. Do you understand? You don't speak until I speak to you. If I ask to speak to you, you'll stand up there, you'll tell me your name, you'll answer questions that I ask you. Other than that, I don't want to hear from you. We understand each other?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Perfect.
Yana, when she goes places, she don't call me and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. I mean, she does it, and when she gets back...
Well, let me ask you this question, Sir Lancelot. How would you feel if she went out with her friends, or with whomever, and stayed out until 8 o'clock in the morning, didn't call you, and you were home all night waiting for her to come home?
I didn't stay after 8 o'clock.
I'm asking you a question. This is my story. I'm allowed to make up the facts in my story. How would you feel if your girlfriend, who you were expecting to come home, stayed out all night and traipsed in at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning? How would you feel?
I mean, I'll probably be a little upset, but I mean...
Ooh! You'd probably be a little upset, Byron.
I wouldn't double lock the doors and block your phone numbers out from the phone so you can't call or get in.
Well, that should have told you something, my dear. She didn't want to hear from you. She didn't want to see you. She was really annoyed.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Your friend says, what am I going to be friendly with him for? He's an idiot.
Right.
See? You knew you'd come in handy.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Regina Shields says ex-boyfriend Byron Germany kicked in her front door and split her lip. Byron claims Regina injured herself when she swung a cup at him.
Byron, you can't give her a fat lip, my dear.
I didn't hit her on the lip. She hit me with the cup, and then on a moment...
Where did she hit you with a cup?
On my elbow.
What bone did she break?
She didn't break no, she swole my elbow out to there. Oh. But when, the police took forever getting there, but when the police did come there, I told them I wasn't trying to press no charges.
Well, how did her lip get split?
Well, her lip got split when she was swinging the cup. She hit her own self with the cup. And I was pushing her back, and I think when I hit her hand, it hit back and hit her lip. I know it sounds wild, but that's what happened.
It's possible. And it all wouldn't have happened if you hadn't kicked in the door.
I didn't kick in the door, I pushed it open.
Pushed it in, kicked it, shh. Pushed it, kicked it. It all wouldn't have happened if you just went home, let her cool off, go back to the casino, lose another couple of bucks. You could have done a whole bunch of things instead of pushing in the door.
Well, when she gets angry like that, she stay like that for some days.
Then what you do is you stay away for a few days.
But I had something in the house I need to get, and I was
What?
I had some money in there. I wanted to get my money in. Then I was going to go and let her do her routine where she'd be hot for a week or two.
Now, what about this video that I just saw of you driving back and forth and then leaving the house?
I wasn't driving back and forth. I was backing out.
Okay, you were backing out. Why were you there?
It's my house. It's my place.
How long has it been since you lived there?
I mean,
Byron! How long has it been since you lived there?
I'm with her 24/7 there. I'm just off and on.
I'm talking about January.
That was, I think that was July on the video. What's the date on that?
January 4th.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Yeah, because I was back there. I forgot. So many incidents. You don't understand, y'all. There's so many incidents I can't remember.
What were you doing there?
I think that day, I think I didn't answer my phone. I remember right. And I was trying to call, and she put me on the block and other stuff. And then when you pull up to the door, we got a little surveillance, and she likes to talk through the camera to you, and it irritates you because you're standing there and can't get in your own place.
I got a restraining order.
I see it.
Yeah. Here's the protection order. That was for what I had to file on the 4th of January, and I actually did have them charge him for kicking the door down that time.
That restraining order is dismissed.
That was from the first incident.
This one is dated the 4th of January, 2005. It was filed.
What, is that the restraining order?
That's the complaint.
The complaint, yeah.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't want you around anymore, Byron.
I mean, I don't have no problem with it. Like I said, my lease is up.
When was the last time you lived there?
It's been before the first incident.
Before July?
Yes.
Okay, and he hasn't been living there since July?
Yeah, and I've been there off and on. I've been there.
What do you mean off and on? You've been
like,
there?
I'll come and she'll get mad and I'll go. I mean, I don't have no problem.
Byron, really, unless you want to spend a lot of time in jail, you should stay away from her.
I'm not trying to spend no time in jail.
What I'm telling you is I'm giving you the best possible advice, Byron. If you don't want to spend a lot of time in jail, you're going to stay away from her, because once you've had a history of domestic violence, eventually a judge is going to get fed up with you and say, Byron, you don't seem to get it. And maybe you'll get it if you do 60 days.
But I've never been charged with, I've never been charged, but everything's been dismissed.
What I'm telling you, Byron, is she doesn't want to see you anymore.
Then she should stop calling me and telling me, what are you doing? You ain't coming by here.
You have proof that she does that?
You're going to ask her, but I know she's not going to tell you the truth.
Right.
She just gets in those moods. Like I said, if I stay out all night, or if I don't answer my phone, or she thinks she hears women in the background, she's going to go off and she's going to do what she does now. And that's the only reason why the doors end up like that. Before that fat lip, I never put my hands on her. She did it with herself with the cup.
You did. You put your hands on her. I'm not saying that you hit her. I'm not saying that with all this scuffling, that maybe the cup hit her lip. That's possible. But for the fact that you kicked in the door or pushed in the door, it wouldn't have happened.
I understand that. One time before, she's got that little bump right there. She had a hammer, hit me with a hammer, swinging a hammer at me. And when I pushed her back, she bumped her head with the hammer.
He's extremely violent. Extremely violent.
Oh, she's extremely
just
violent.
a second. You have a bad temper?
I can.
Yeah, I know. And I know that you do. And I know that when he pushed his way into your house that day, things got hot and heavy. Right?
Really, I'm scared of him.
Now listen to me. Things got hot and heavy. Is that right?
It's already heated, but I wouldn't hit him because I know he'll hit me back.
Mm-mm.
I know he'll hit me back.
Yeah, I've been hit with bricks, 2x4s.
Well, then you're an idiot.
Cell phone.
Then listen to me. Then you're an idiot. If you've been hit with bricks and hammers and glasses and cups and you keep going back, then something's not right. Then your friend says, what am I going to be friendly with him for? He's an idiot. Right?
Right.
See? You knew you'd come in handy.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Regina Shields claims ex-boyfriend Byron Germany kicked in her front door and assaulted her.
Yana, can we put him over there with her? She's gonna say I'm an idiot.
Well, don't you think you're an idiot? Listen, if you get hit with bricks and hammers and cups and she's vicious and you keep going back.
Yana, it's not like
she... Does that make you smart?
No, don't make you smart, but she's not beating me, literally beating me, but I'm saying she will hit you with something.
Protecting her.
She'll break a curtain rod up and hit you.
If he got... Just wait a second. So now I've got Byron. I've got curtain rods, bricks.
It gets worse.
Hammers,
2x4s.
2x4s,
and cell
cups,
phones.
cell phones.
Yeah, cell phones, house phones. We had to replace the house phone 3 times because she wants to beat you with them.
Byron, you're right. Go over on that side.
Nah, I'm just saying. I mean, I be trying to give him advice too, like he just need to leave her alone. You know?
See? Wisdom.
Yeah. You know, she's complaining about the doors. I mean, I have damages too. She tore up cars. She done kicked doors, and I got a Hummer. She beat it with an iron, like you iron. I was going to pull out the driveway, then bam.
Ask him why he stays.
If I ask him why he stays, we may turn into an R-rated program. Why do you stay, Byron?
I mean, I love her to death. She's a good girl when she want to be, but what I'm trying to say to you, I mean, she does things too. I mean, I bought a car and I only had it 3 days, and I got my cousin. I know it sounds strange. My cousin hit me on the expressway, knocked me to the guardrail. I only had the car 3 days, and she said, "That's what you get for not giving me no money." I mean, that's not right. She was in the car with me. We both could have ended up seriously hurt.
He's trying to sound money hungry. That's what he's trying to say.
Well, maybe you are and maybe you're not. Anyway, Byron, I don't know whether she loves you or not, but all I can tell you is if you don't stay away from her, there's going to be a problem. And you're going to have this baby, and then there are going to be a whole host of other problems. Do you understand? Because you're going to want to see this baby, you're going to want to visit with this baby, and unless you learn to control yourself, and she learns to control herself, because my sense is that she knows how to get your goat. But you can't touch her.
No, she kicked his car before. He just bought a car.
Listen to me. I believe she's got a bad temper.
Can I say something, Judge Judy, please?
Sure.
I know when a bad situation is getting ready to get out of hand, the only thing I ask of him is just leave. When I get angry, I can easily go and do things like that to his property when he does to where I live, but I don't do that. I just ask that he leave, and if he doesn't leave, I call the police.
Listen to me. I know you sound as if butter would melt in your mouth. What he's saying is that when you're not here in a courtroom situation, you can have a really hot, volatile temper. That's what he's saying. And I have a tendency to believe him because I think that he doesn't do the right thing, but I don't think he's full of baloney. And I think you are a little bit. I'm not saying he does the right thing. He doesn't do the right thing. Staying out all night, not the right thing. Not keeping in touch with you, not the right thing. If he's fooling around, not the right thing. But you know how to get to him so that when you bring the decibel level up to a certain point and then you say, now you have to go home, Byron. Well, you've already got him all worked up. Her lip got split, and her lip wouldn't have gotten split if you hadn't punched in the door. So you're going to pay for all those medical bills, which come to about which come to about $630. Better find somebody to fix your door for about $500.
Yana, I didn't hit her in the lip. I shouldn't have to pay.
I don't care whether you hit her in the lip or not, but for the fact that you pushed in the door, there wouldn't have been a scuffle and her lip wouldn't have gotten busted.
All she had to do was answer the door. He could tell you. He was right
Just
there.
a second. She didn't want to answer the door. She doesn't have to answer the door. There is nothing written in the Constitution, Byron, that provides that she has to answer the door because you knock on it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,130. I suggest you stay far away from each other unless it's pursuant to a court order of visitation for this new blessed event that's coming next month. Thank you very much. That's all.
Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Young men have seats. You're welcome.
Mr. Cleary, it is your claim that the defendant threw a trash can at your car one evening, causing damage to your car. Mr. Tibbs says that he had nothing to do with throwing this trash can at your car. When did it happen? Where were you? And what were you doing?
It was November 9th, and it was after our school dance. And me and my friend and 3 other people, we were at the park with our friends, and Stephen Tibbs showed up, and we were just all hanging out there, you know, just looking for something else to do. But it started getting late. It was around 12:40, and I had to be home at 1. So I was like, I'm leaving now. And the girls, the ones that I gave a ride there with, they knew I was the only one there not drinking, and so they wanted to...
That's a lie, Your Honor.
They knew I wasn't drinking, so they wanted a ride home with me because they wanted to go to the party because Tibbs asked them to go to a party. And when they said no, they were going to get a ride home with me.
That's a lie.
What word didn't you understand? I said, be quiet. Go ahead.
Tibbs became very angry and to a point of violent. When the girls started getting in the car, he was pushing them, and one of the girls' leg was still hanging out, and he slammed the door on her leg Or he tried to, and I mean, it bounced off her leg. After we got in the car, we could see him. He had the trash can picked up, and people were yelling, Tibbs, no, Tibbs, no.
Did you see him with the trash can in his hand, not the girls?
I saw him with the trash can in his hand like this. He had the trash can up around his head level. And I was parked. I had to back up and go like that, and he was on this side of me. When I backed up, he hit my car with the trash can.
Okay. And may I see the estimates of the damage and any photographs that you have? So the trash can didn't hit the top of the car, it hit the side of the car.
Yeah, the rear right fender.
All right, Mr. Tibbs, now I'll hear your version of the event, sir.
Okay.
Now it's time to speak.
All right. I have a little bit of different story. First of all, I didn't throw the trash can at his car.
Let's start from the beginning. You're out in the field at the park.
Yeah, I'm at the park talking to girls, and I'm with my witness, Frank. I see Mike drive in. He drives in kind of crazy. His tires were screeching. He came from the dance. When he got out of his car, he was drinking beer. For the half hour we were there, I seen him drink 3 beers personally. He stumbled back into his car. He backed out, peeled out, and I watched him fishtail into the trash can. The damage was on the bottom right-hand side. I watched him hit the trash can.
So you did not throw the trash can at his car?
No, ma'am.
Okay, do you have any witnesses here, sir?
Right here.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Sean.
Sean what?
Blevins.
Tell me what you saw.
Well, when we got there...
Look at me.
Sorry. When we got there, we were talking with the girls.
I want your eyes to stay fixed on mine.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Steven came after...
Your eyes are moving around.
Came like 5 to 10 minutes later, and he was drinking. Had friends with him, and then we were going to leave, and he got mad at the girls because they didn't want to go to the party. So he started to become violent with the girls and started like pushing them around. Okay, fine, then you... and stuff like that. And then we got in the car because Mike had to be home later on that night because he had something to do the next day. And we started backing up, and I heard people saying, Tibbs, no, Tibbs, no. And I looked out the back of the car because I was in the back seat, and he had a green garbage can in front of him, and like the driveway comes in right here, and there's like a little island type thing where you could park next to it, and the trash can was right here, and Mike was parked over here, and Tibbs and a whole bunch of other people were standing over here. And then we backed up, and we went to take off because we were giving the girls a ride home, and he threw the garbage can at the car.
You saw him throw the garbage can at the car?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you see it hit the car? Now, I want you to listen to me very carefully. Because I've looked at the damage to the car. And I'm not saying he's not responsible for the damage. My question is, did you see the garbage can at that time hit the car as he threw it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Or did you see it hit the ground and then bounce up at the car?
No, it hit the car. He was like this, and he threw it at the car, and like the corner of the garbage can, it hit the fender and it dented it, and then it fell down, and all the garbage and everything came out of it.
Now I'll hear your witness. Your name, sir?
Frank Ambrose.
Where were you standing?
I was standing by my truck. I was the one driving.
Who were you driving?
Steven, just me and him by ourselves. We went there to meet up with girls. It's right by the school parking lots.
Okay.
The park and everything. We meet up there a lot. We went there. When we got there, he was with a bunch of girls. I don't remember seeing his witness. This is the first time I've really seen his witness out of school. We got there, he was drinking, girls were drinking. He had really no part in what we were doing there. We weren't paying attention to him. When he left, he screeched out, and girls were screaming. They had bottles, probably showing off, and he was doing donuts, or just peeling out, making and then you hear a bunch of screeching, you hear a loud crash, and you hear silence after that, and everyone look over there, and you see his car stopped with the brake lights, and there was a trash can in the middle with the trash everywhere. And he didn't do anything, stop or confront any of us, look back or anything. He stopped, and we were going to wait for him to get out the car. It was about 15 seconds, but it felt long, and he just drove away. And we didn't hear of anything, Steven Tibbs' name into it until, that happened about a Friday, I would say, because it was dance, until I think Monday or Tuesday at school, him trying to blame Steven Tibbs, and Steven doesn't even go to bar. I think that's why.
A note for yourself, Your Honor. Mike contacted my father at my house and told him, he said that I threw a trash can at his car. My dad said, if I committed a crime, then file a police report. A police report was never filed in this case.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michael Cleary says former schoolmate Steve Tibbs threw a trash can at his car.
Mr. Cleary, I have 2 witnesses on each side, and all of you look as if you're telling me the complete truth, right?
Right.
So all I can do is look at the photographs that you provided. and try to find something that's consistent with either story. Now, both you and your witness say that he was standing not far from your car, correct?
Right.
He picked up the trash can over his head, and he's a tall young man, and he threw it at your car. Well, if he picked up the trash can and threw it at your car, you would have damage to the top part of your car. Or even if it landed on the side of your car, most of the damage would be on the top part. What you've shown me here is mostly damage that starts at the underside of the car. And that would be quite a trick. If the trash can was over his head and in a downward motion he threw the trash can and it landed on your car, the damage here is inconsistent with that. It's more consistent with either he may have thrown the trash can and it may have collided at the same time he threw it with your car and sort of bounced up and hit the top of the, the top of where the wheel is. That's why I asked your witness whether the trash can hit the floor first and then the car. He said, no, it hit the car first, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I cannot be satisfied based upon the statements of the witnesses and these photographs that you've established your case, Mr. Cleary. Anything else you want to tell me?
Yes. If you look, there's damage to the tire because it goes like this, right? And it was bent down. It hit the base of it, where it protects the wheel, and that's why it's bent down like that.
It hit the base of the wheel, but that is also consistent, Mr. Cleary, with the defendant's statement that you were doing figure eights around the parking lot and hit the trash can. It's also consistent with that.
If I was spinning donuts, my whole car would hit the trash can, and it would have been a bigger dent.
I don't know that at all, sir. I know that there's a lot of damage right on the lip.
Because that's where the trash can hit the lip.
I know, you were inside. I can't make a judgment, certainly, sir, even by a preponderance of the evidence that he's responsible for this. Where are all the girls who were there? All the girls who were shouting, no Tibbs, no. Where are all the girls?
Their parents didn't allow them to come.
This may be one of those cases that is never going to be solved, but based upon the evidence that I've heard today, I cannot conclude by a preponderance of the evidence that Mr. Tibbs is responsible for this. Mr. Tibbs, only you know whether or not you did it, right?
That's correct, I didn't.
You didn't. Bye.
Why is that excuse? You may step out.
He was mad because the girls weren't going to his party like he wanted them to.
He doesn't like me at all.
He was drinking a little bit, and he just had a bad attitude about it.
He hit the trash can, sliding into it.
My car don't have enough power to showboat. I got a 4-cylinder piece of crap car.
He wants someone else to pay for his mistakes. That's what it comes down to.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Long versus Marovitz, step forward, please.
31-year-old business owner Tom Long is suing his ex-boyfriend, 21-year-old salesman Dan Marovitz, for unpaid credit card charges and a trip to Europe.
According to your complaint, you and the defendant met on the internet sometime last year, is that right?
Yes.
And began a relationship that lasted for how long?
About 8 months.
Did you live together during that period?
Most of it, yes.
It is your claim that during the time that you lived together, you made certain loans to the defendant. Loans that were made by virtue of your credit card?
Yes.
Some cellular phone expenses, and the cost of his share of a trip to Europe that you took together, that you claim that he promised to pay you for, but never did.
Correct.
The defendant says that all of these expenses were gifts. While he acknowledges the expenses, that he made certain charges, he said that they were all gifts from you made during the course of a relationship. So that's where we're at. When did you and the defendant begin living together?
May of last year.
When did you give him access to your credit card?
Maybe 2 months after that. He was getting a promotion and he needed it to keep his job.
What do you mean he needed it to keep his job?
With his promotion, he had more responsibility. He had to entertain, he had to travel, and without that, he probably wouldn't have been able to keep his job.
Did you get him his own credit card, or did you give him yours?
It was basically a partner card off of my account with his name.
So far, is it correct that you had a partner card of the plaintiffs starting in about July of 2000?
Yeah.
Now, when you got the bill, let's say in September, and you were still together in September of 2000, who paid his portion of the bill?
As Dan would get company funds back to him on his expense checks, he would either write a check out to me or just reimburse me in one way or another with money.
Is that correct?
For the most part, yeah.
What about October? do the same thing?
As he would be paid by his company, he would pay me back.
So far, is that correct, sir?
Voluntarily, yeah.
I love it. You would pay him back.
Right.
Now, you separated, according to this, sometime in November?
That sounds correct, yes.
At the time you separated, what was the balance on his card?
At that time, it was probably around...
Don't give me a probably around. Courts don't deal with probably around. Where's the paperwork? Don't give me a whole lot of paperwork to look through. Make it easy for me.
It's a quarterly expense report. It has everything.
Just make a little check mark with regard to where his expenses were on his card.
Every single one. It's just his side of it. It's not mine or not included.
I thought I was going to get him to do this for me. Did you do a lot of traveling for your business, sir? Stayed at the Radisson in Sarasota. Good deal? Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. There is no question in my mind, based upon my examination of the defendant, that he treated this money as a loan. Despite the fact that he claims in his answer that it was a gift, he treated it as a loan because, according to him, he made payments. He made payments in September. He made payments in October. Isn't that what you just said to me? Well, even though you said voluntarily.
Right. But none of it was an agreement throughout the month.
Listen to me. Baloney. If you made payments, that is indicia that you treated your credit card as a second holder for your company expenses. Many of these, the most substantial of these, are company expenses. You treated them as a loan because you paid him back. There came a time when you stopped paying on the credit card. On what day did you stop paying on the credit card, sir?
I think when I left, when we split.
Why?
Tom gave these things to me. I voluntarily gave him the checks on a month-to-month basis.
All right, let me ask you this question, Mr. Meyerowitz.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you honestly believe that Mr. Long, had you not paid him back as you got these checks for reimbursement from your company, would have continued to allow you to use the credit card?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. There were many
Well, why
threats
would you
throughout the whole
think,
time.
Mr. Meyerowitz, not only were you getting substantial monies back from your company, you expect him to pay the bill and you get reimbursed and you put the money in your pocket so that you get extra money. Is that what you're telling me? And that the money that he advanced you on his credit card, sort of like additional salary to you.
Right.
Is that what you're claiming? Is that what you're claiming? I just want to know your position. That he was giving you this money and he was saying to you, you can keep the checks that you get from the company to cover your cell phone and your hotels and your meals and your client entertaining. You keep that because I want you to have that extra money. That's what your position is.
Right. I'm not.
Oh, I'm getting too old for this. Wrong. All right, now let's deal with the trip to Europe. Let me hear about the trip to Europe.
Well, I had a lot of Sky Miles points, and I had told Dan if he paid $500 worth of the entire trip, I would pay for everything else. And he paid about $100.
When did he pay the $100 towards the trip?
Probably on his own credit card when he was paying for a dinner or something.
You mean on your credit card?
No, actually on his own this time.
Oh, it's hard to use your own when you have somebody else's.
I didn't even have my own.
Whatever. But what expenses did you actually incur for him in Europe? You used your points to get there.
I have that right here for you.
Okay. These aren't $500 worth of expenses.
There was also cash involved.
I mean, we're talking about a couple of meals, $31, $7.47,
Two plane
$9.99.
Well, it doesn't cost $500 to fly to Europe. It costs considerably more.
You used your points.
But I had to pay for some of it also.
Where is
I
that?
only had so many points.
Where? Show me where.
I don't have that right now.
Well,
It
now
was
is the time
very-
to have it. We don't have it later. Later is no good. We can't do approximates, okay? So I am deducting that from your total claim, leaving a balance of $2,439.
Actually, I have checks which are on a canceled account, and I also have...
So what does that have to do with anything? I am awarding you everything except the travel expenses. So what difference does it make if you've got canceled checks? I do not believe, Mr. Meyerowitz,
Because it actually
that this
cost
was
me $2,800 and whatever the 330, or it cost me that amount of money.
I've just looked at this. This doesn't come to $400. And even if it did come to $400, the expenses for going out to eat, et cetera, have to be cut in half because you ate too, I assume. You didn't
Correct.
say you go eat and I'm going to go eat. Don't
That was
push your
really
luck,
a
Mr.
cheap
Long.
trip to Europe.
He is responsible for all of his expenses that he made on the credit card. I find that they were not gifts. I find that his payments were not voluntary. I find that he agreed to pay you for those, and that he did in fact pay you for some until the relationship terminated. So I am awarding you that part of your claim, which is $2,439. I am not awarding you the money for the trip. Judgment for the plaintiff.
574 on the calendar in the matter of Godinez versus Pena. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Ms. Godinez, according to your complaint, you had a car, an old Cadillac, and you wanted to have it refurbished. You brought it to the defendant, came up with a price. 8 months later, he returned the car. He hadn't fixed it. You say it was severely damaged while in his care. You want him to pay all the money that it costs you to fix the car.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of a mechanic do you leave a car with for 8 months?
I had contacted him on numerous occasions, and he was always very irate or would hang up on me. Or
So you go get your car?
I didn't feel comfortable until I had someone to go with me to go get my car.
That took 8 months?
No, it only took about 5 months.
I mean, I've had cars all my life. If I bring it to a mechanic, they don't have it fixed in 10 days, 2 weeks. I go and I get it. So there has to be something more to the story. Sir, is there something wrong with you? Stand still!
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry. I'm a very nervous person, and I have a nervous tick. I'm sorry. I have a therapist, and I'll show you my thing. I have on medication, so it's...
That wasn't a nervous tick. That was, look, you're getting yelled at.
No. Okay, I
Yeah,
apologize.
that's exactly what it was. Don't give me nervous tick.
All right, it was worth a try. Sorry, ma'am. I apologize.
That's better. How did you know him?
We dated from 1993 to 1995.
And did you remain friends with him until after 1995?
Yes, ma'am. When we saw each other, we were
All right.
friends
And what
with each other.
financial arrangement did you make with him with regard to fixing this car?
We finally came to the agreement I would pay him $200 now, and then when I sold the car, I would pay him the rest of the money that would cost to repair the car. He never called me to tell me what he was going to do to the car, what he found on the car, or what he repaired on the car.
Do you have a picture of the car before?
Not before. I didn't know he was going to do that much damage to the
Well,
car.
I don't know how much damage he
And
did.
I
Let me
actually
see.
have a lot of the photos here if you'd like to see of what the car looked like when I came back. And I actually had to have the car towed to another automotive shop. And this is the owner of that automotive shop. He saw the damages to the car. And
Well, he doesn't know when the damage has happened. That's the problem.
But I took my car to his shop from 93 to 98, and he knows how I always brought it to him.
Where did you keep this car, sir?
It was at my property. I had my business.
What kind of business?
A paint and body shop.
Well, who was using this car to nap in?
No, actually, it was sitting in the back of my shop. And this is the second time I'd worked on her car. The first time, she had hit a person in the front. And she brought it over, and she's like, well, as soon as I saw that, if I knew Frankie's going to fix it for free. And I was like, and it's like, all right, I'll fix it. Hopefully she'll never come back again. I never charged her. I just.
Why didn't you return this car to her, sir, after a month, and when you saw that it was...
Because she wanted me to fix her car for free. And I said, just come and pick up her vehicle. I said, just get it and get it out of here.
Listen to me carefully.
Yes, ma'am.
You are not receiving me, sir.
Okay. I'm going to listen.
Why didn't you call her? You take a look at the car. You say, I can't fix this car for a couple of $100. Come and get your car. Why didn't you do that?
That's what I did, ma'am.
You did?
Yes,
you called
ma'am.
her and said, come and get
Yes,
your car?
I said.
When?
He never called me.
When?
It was like maybe a week when I looked at it, diagnosed it, figured out what was the problem, because it was not just one problem. It was the air conditioning compressor. Then
No, try looking at me, Mr. Pena.
Well, actually, I was.
Try looking at me.
Okay, I was just.
Not the sky, me.
Okay,
When did you call her and tell her to come and get the car?
that would be May 7th, 2000. 1 week after she brought the vehicle in, and I
Oh,
said.
you're so full of baloney.
I'm just.
Wait. Now, May 7th. What time?
Wait.
Just what time of the day on May 7th?
Probably in the evening, because that's.
Probably
when
in
I
the
do.
evening. Was it between 6 and 8 in the evening?
I would say 6 to 8, because that's when I usually do my business.
Do you love this?
He's smooth, very smooth.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be any smooth or anything like that, ma'am. I take a polygraph test too, ma'am, and I will do it as God's my
Oh.
savior. I did not do anything like that. And I know
didn't ask you whether you did anything like that, sir. I asked you when you called her.
I just told
to come and get the car. May 7th, the year 2000, between 6 and 8 at night. Now, is that as truthful as you're going to...
That's as truthful as I can get to where I can recollect, ma'am.
Isn't he wonderful?
He's good.
He's not in that receiving mode. Somehow...
Well, I'm trying. Let me put my receiving mode. I apologize. I don't mean to be condescending.
Maybe
I'm
it's your tick.
Oh, God. I wish it was.
Oy, listen.
I don't remember the exact date.
Listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not getting him to pay for your whole car's repair. Forget it. You have a certain responsibility. And your responsibility is that when you bring a car to a mechanic to be fixed, and if the mechanic does not deliver your car back to you within a reasonable period of time, you don't stand there and tell a judge, I felt threatened by going to pick it up. That's baloney. Baloney. You get a police officer if you feel threatened, and you say, I'm going to pick up my car, but the guy's a little bit of a lunatic, so I want somebody to come with me, and you go get your car 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. The truth is, you didn't need the car.
I had another car.
You didn't need the car.
I did want to sell it.
You didn't need the car. So it was sitting there, and when he got around to it, he would take care of it. So you have a certain responsibility that you leave your car for either 5 months or 8 months at his shop. It's laying out there on a lot someplace. You don't think people are going to sit in the car, throw cigarette butts on the car, make a mess of it?
It was locked in his gate, he told me.
I understand that it's inside gated property. There are people who work there, aren't there?
I believe so, yes, ma'am.
Of course. When she brought the car to you, were there burns all over and with the inside, the interior of the car all shredded?
It was damaged, yes, ma'am.
It's not what I asked you.
It was shredded and it was burnt.
Where?
Right on top of the visor, where on the left side, driver's side, there was a fire from the light. It burnt that.
Right.
And then the back seats with the leather interior, it was shredded and stuff like that. Also the front left side, it was torn up there. And then the compressor was damaged, needed...
Well, the compressor she already said wasn't working.
Yeah.
He actually converted the AC system in 1999.
Just a second, he converted on this car?
Yes, ma'am, in 1999.
Oh, so he had worked on this car before?
Yes, ma'am.
To your satisfaction?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Well, the outside of the car looks just fine, with the exception of an antenna which looks bent. On the inside, the car looks as if someone's been smoking in there and dropped matches on the floor.
The computer component was hanging by its wires. I know he was looking for the short that was in the car. He left the undercarriage in the back seat. He left all the wires hanging. He left all the bolts on the floor. He didn't put it back in the same condition I'd left it.
You the mechanic?
Yes, ma'am.
Step up here. I want to ask you just a couple of questions. The inside of the car, as far as the exterior of the car was concerned, other than the antenna, the car was pretty clean. A couple of dents, but this car is a dozen years old already,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So it's the inside of the car that was a problem.
Yes, ma'am.
What about the inside of the car was a problem?
Well, I mean, when I looked at it, originally, I mean, of course, the first thing you look at is the exterior because it's dusty and stuff. But when you open it up, and like she was explaining, the ECM, the harness, and other accessories and stuff were hanging down from it.
And how much would it cost to put the accessories back in a condition that was appropriate?
As far as the accessory, I mean, it's not so much cost, it's just a matter of time. Maybe
So,
15, 20 minutes.
15 to 20 minutes to
Yes.
put all the guts back that he had
Yes,
taken
ma'am.
out.
Yes, ma'am.
And everything else you just fixed
Yeah,
on the car.
we traced the short down and actually fixed
And
some
fixed
of
it.
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you come to ask him for $2,700?
It cost me $350 from his shop to put the car, to get the car running back, because when I got the car back, it had no dash lights, it would hardly turn over. By the time I went back, the car was dead and had to have it towed to his shop, couldn't even drive it. And so I had to pay his shop just to get it functioning again so I could sell it. I never had the compressor fixed.
Listen to
and
me.
They did.
Listen to me. I
Yes,
asked you
ma'am.
a question. You're talking very fast.
Sorry.
He said it took him 15 or 20 minutes to put the guts back in the car that he left hanging out. I'm not saying he's terrific. But you want $2,331.17, and I'm asking you for
I
what?
have a list of items here if you'd like to
For
see it.
what?
They also found that the diode, some electrical piece on the compressor, was never put on the compressor in 1999, which was causing the short in
Let
the
me
car.
explain something to you. I'm not going back to 1999. Forget it. Your complaint was that you left the car there within 5 months, and because of the damage that he did to the car, it cost you $2,331, which is not true.
But I never knew what he was going to do to the car. He was always telling me, call me next week, call me next week, call me next week.
Go and get your car. Be a grown-up.
I have...
Defamation. That's what you're countersuing for, defamation. Let me hear it fast, in 30 seconds or less.
Yes, ma'am. Background check, State Attorney General, Better Business Bureau. 2 of them were a company, since 5 years in business, 0 complaints.
Well, she complained about you, sir. She's allowed to complain about you.
I know, but she was telling everybody about me. She was saying I didn't do my company.
Just a second. Who did she complain to?
Chef at Aldo's.
Did you have that witness here?
No.
Well, you
Also,
can't. Just a second. You can't tell me what she said to somebody else. That's hearsay.
Yes, okay.
What else?
Had a nervous breakdown.
I'm not interested in that. I mean, it's not that I'm disinterested in it,
Well,
sir, but
that's
it's not
fine.
relevant to this case.
I have my awards and stuff like this, and the way you had said it, like, we don't have that etiquette, like you just said, you know, dirty, musty stuff like that, ma'am. The way I portray my company is like, this is my uniform.
Mr. Pena.
We're not like
Mr.
that,
Pena,
ma'am.
are you finished with the defamation part of your counterclaim?
No, I'm finished with that, ma'am.
Good,
You
wonderful.
can take it.
Wonderful. Ms. Godinez, you have not established to my satisfaction that other than the 15 or 20 minutes that it took this gentleman to put the work back together, that he did anything to your car in the 5 months but just let it lay there.
But he took it apart. I mean, he took it apart. He never found the short, and there was no, because it stayed there on his property, it no longer had any dash lights. It no longer had any...
Go and get it. That's what you do.
But I didn't leave it in that condition when I left it with him.
How much did you charge her for the 15 or 20 minutes that it took to put this stuff
can I
back
explain
together
something
again?
real
No,
quick?
just answer my question. How much did you charge her for the 15 or 20 minutes?
$315.14. But
For
you've
15
also got almost $200 worth of parts here, too. When the vehicle was actually brought in, the reason it was brought in, it was because it had no air conditioning.
That's not what I'm here for, sir. She's here because she says that he was negligent in allowing her car to be vandalized in some way in the time that it was sitting in his lot. And I said to her, why didn't you go and get your car? You know, a car sits on a lot. You have cars on lots. What happens when a car sits on your lot and nothing's happening to it 5-6 months?
Well, it depends on the customer wants to claim the vehicle. Most of the time, they just leave them.
Yeah.
So you put a lien on it, you sell the car.
Right. And so what do you do with the car? You go and start it every couple of days?
No, ma'am.
No, of course not. Just let it lay there.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Roxana Godinez says her ex-boyfriend, Frank Pena, damaged her car while trying to repair it. Frank says the car was already in bad shape.
So I'm going to ask you again. He left some stuff out.
Yes, ma'am.
And you said to me, it took you 15 or 20 minutes to put that stuff back in. So I'm asking you, how much did you charge her for that part of your bill? Because he's responsible for that. Maybe. If I could make him not responsible, I would. He's really irritating me. What did you charge for an hour's worth of labor?
$61.27.
Okay. Is he going to his wallet?
No, I was going to adjust it over here.
Oh, I thought you were going to your wallet to give her $60.
No, not at all.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $60. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
When you walk to my shop, I dress like that. And that's an owner of a shop like that. Look how he dresses. And that's his Sunday best, see? Yeehaw!
He knows exactly what he did wrong. I'm sure if you listen to him for a little while, you realize he has no content when he speaks.
Chop, chop, chop.
And now the next case.
All parties on Emmanuel versus Costa. Step forward, please.
52-year-old writer Sheila Emanuel is suing 43-year-old store owner Norman Cosser for the cost to replace her raincoat. Sheila says while shopping in Norman's store, her coat was burned by a candle.
Miss Emanuel, according to your complaint, you passed by the defendant's shop, which is a boutique-y kind of shop, and you saw a picture frame that you liked in the window?
Yes.
You went in to purchase it. There was someone helping you, not the defendant.
That's correct.
This is your store.
Yes,
but
it
the
is.
person who was helping you was an employee.
Yes.
And when you were looking at the frame or paying for it, you placed your coat down on the counter and smelled something burning. When you picked up your coat, you had placed your coat on top of a lit candle that was on the counter.
Not quite. I didn't smell anything burning.
You saw smoke?
Yes, the cashier smelled something burning.
Okay. And your coat was burned?
Yes.
And you want him to pay for the coat?
Yes.
How many candles were burning in the shop?
When I went into the counter after I picked out the frame, I saw on the counter a fat pink unlit new candle, and I saw a metal cylindrical, look like a tall can. I looked around for some place to put my things. I didn't see any place to put things down, so I put my bag on the floor, and I asked Michael, the cashier, if it would be okay to put my coat on the counter because there were items lying there, and he said, sure. We started writing the transaction up, and about 30 seconds later, he asked me, did I smell something burning? Then I glanced to my right, and I saw that my coat was smoldering. So I pulled it off the counter. There were papers in the pocket that were on fire. Michael took them from me, and he was stamping them out on his side of the counter, and I was stamping out the fire in my coat on my side of the counter.
So your coat was burned?
Yes.
Well, what did you put it on?
I put it on the counter over the cylindrical metal can and the unlit pink candle. When I pulled off the coat, after we put out the fire, he said to me, Michael said, "Oh my God."
Don't tell me what Michael said. Okay. Michael's not here.
Okay. I found out there was a lit candle in the recessed container after I pulled my coat off the counter.
Why do you think he's responsible for that?
I was told to put my coat on the counter by Michael when I saw no other place to put it. And I was unable to see the lit candle in the recessed container.
Well, how high is the counter?
About this high.
So all you have to do is look inside.
It was back at that end, and it was tall. And the candle was not at the top. It had burnt down.
Go ahead. Your turn.
She came into my store.
Did you witness anything?
No, I came out. I think
where's your employee? Where's Michael?
Michael's working. He's not being sued, Your Honor.
Mr.
I'm
Costa,
being sued.
I understand that. You're the one who's being sued. But you have to have your witness here. You didn't witness anything. I mean, how are you going to respond to her?
I have pictures of the counter as
Okay.
well as the candle in question.
Let me see.
It's a much better view.
Is this the candle you were talking about?
No, it is not.
See, you have a problem, Mr. Casa. When I read this complaint, I said, it's very straightforward. Miss Emanuel says she walked into your shop, she put her coat down, she wasn't looking what she was doing. So I was prepared to tell Miss Emanuel, you got to be more careful. But you're a businessman. And I assume that you know in court you can't use hearsay, you have to have a witness. Your witness was here. He would be able to tell me if this was the candle that was on the counter. She says it was not. So what are you handing me this candle for?
Because I took a picture of the counter and of the candle
Oh,
to
yeah,
show
when?
it to you.
When?
I took it yesterday.
I don't care what it looked like yesterday. Yesterday is not important. When did this happen?
February 22nd.
February 22nd is important. I don't care what your counter looked like yesterday. And you don't know what the candle was that was on the counter at all.
I work in the store daily.
That's why we need your witness.
She should have sued.
Do I scare you?
She should have sued my employee.
Oh, she can't sue your employee, Mr. Costa. Don't be smart-mouthed with me. You know she's not going to sue your employee. Your employee is your agent. That's why she sues the store. And ordinarily, Miss Emanuel, I would throw you out, but I must take everything that you say is true because he has no witness to dispute it. That you were told to put your coat down. There was a larger cylindrical container that obstructed your view that there was something burning inside. You couldn't see it because it was tall and metal, and it was really a hidden danger. You were not advised. So you get your money. $280 was the coat?
Yes.
Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I was in the back room.